Went on a date not too long ago, and this girl humbled me with the utmost respect. So we went to a spot. It was nice. It was quiet. It was very, very vibey. I'm not gonna lie. We had a lot of opportunity to talk. And later on in the date, she complimented me and said, "Man, you're making a really good first impression. I'm liking the spot. Like, you did a really good job. Thank you." And I took that and ran with it. And I told her, like, "Man, well, if you like this, I got this next spot I'm gonna take you to. And it got this, it got that, it got da 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 da." Like, I'm selling a dream. And she basically cut me off and said that the biggest turnoff that men are unaware of is when you sell a dream and you don't follow through with it. Because she believes that mentally, when a guy talks about it, he's accomplished it. But in reality, he didn't do shit. Fuck me up. I've always known that men are accomplishment driven. But what I didn't know is that women are attracted to action. So if you get into the mix of just talking about things and not actually doing them, you're turning her off while you think that you're actually doing something, and now you don't know what you're doing wrong. We got to get up out of that as men. So don't talk about it, just do it. Just show up and show out. Because when I did that and she was unexpected of that, she gave me a compliment and said that I was doing well. But the moment I got to talking too much, yeah, she sat me down and put me in my place. So yeah, action, take action.
Happy Friday, y'all. Be about that action, okay? Be about that action, baby. All right. And y'all about that action by being here with me and El Cid on another live, good child. Okay. We are back. We're back here with another round. Happy to see you all. Happy Friday, child. I got a lot to get off my chest. I got a lot to get off my chest. I know LC got a lot to get off of her chest too, but we're going to get it started. So if you are here and you're in the chat and you're already a member, you got those lovely shot glasses, throw them in there. If not, just throw me some hearts up in here. Let me know that you up in here. Hey, everybody. Hey, hey, hey. Hello, 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 my good people. Hey, hey, little black book. Hey, LC. Hey, Monique King. Happy Friday to you, girl. Hey, TT. Hey, crazy homebody. Okay, housekeeping, we getting done real quick. Hey, Tina. Hey, Letitia. We are getting housekeeping out the way real quick. I'm going to bring Elsie up because, baby, we got a lot to get into, okay? Y'all see the title of my stuff. Love is lies, okay? Love is a freaking lie, all right? Because every last one of these people was all up and through these episodes, just a lie, 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 lie. And if they didn't lie to us, they lied to themselves, okay? Somebody a little lie up in here, all right? But the least problematic of the lies of them all, we're going to get them out the way first because, you know, we ain't got that many problems with them for right now. For right now. Now, somebody might be lying about wanting to move. Somebody might be lying about wanting to move. But for now, they packing their bags and they heading to the West Coast to hang out with your girl, okay? Come on down here. Come on. Come on. Elsie, what you thinking about episodes 7, 8, and 9?
Well, I am just glad that we ain't suffering 6 episodes again this week. Somebody at Netflix heard our cry and said, hey, let's keep it to 3. And we enjoy 3 or 4 each week. Thank you, Netflix. But this episode, oh yeah, the lies we tell. And lies are revealed. Not just on the episode, but in real life too. Because, you know, a line saying that you don't make a whole bunch of mess, but we see that apartment. The lies that you're going to move to California, I'm hoping it's the truth. So we'll see. Lies are revealed. A lot of them.
Lot. Okay, baby. Well, you know, we got a few people that we got. See, this is the easier part for me because I didn't really take notes at this point because we got the couples all settled in. But mentally, things stuck in my brain, okay? Things are stuck in my brain. And another thing I do want to point out before we get started, I like these 3 episodes personally, especially when we get into the real world and we start meeting the families, because the families start really telling you that person. And a lot of these families are showing why their child is the way it is. And one in particular, we're going to get into them because they're a whole couple with both parents. They both have both of their parents. And it shows you that how you could still mess up your child with both your parents at home. Okay. I don't want to say it in a bad way because I ain't saying these are bad kids, but you can still throw your child off. So listen, don't be so hard on yourselves, parents out there. Okay. We doing the best that we freaking can. And we just never know what these little devils, our little angels, how they gonna turn out. Okay. Anywho, let's get into the first couple. Let's get them out the way. Cause like I said, somebody might be shaping up and shipping out solo or as a couple. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. But Garrett said, baby, I don't leave my family. I don't leave them too far behind. You might do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? You and your mama could live across the pond if you want to. Shout out to our boy Kojo. You can live across the pond if you want to, okay? But me, I don't want no pond, no puddle, no raindrop, or nothing between me and mine, okay? Ain't no mountain high enough and ain't no valley wide enough to keep me from my family. And damn it, you trying to move me to San Diego. But guess what? I'll leave them all. I'll leave them all for you, boo. I'll give up everything. I'll give up the stars, the moons, the sun. I'll give you everything just to be with you. My boy over here said, he's a walking ball of confusion, I'm sure. Garrett is a walking ball of confusion. What you got to say about this couple, Elsie?
Garrett wants the cake and he wants to eat it too, and he can't figure out how to do it. He loved Taylor. He loved this woman. But Garrett wants to be like, I want my family. I want to stay close to them, but I want to adventure out and do my own thing. He's in that like tenuous position. I remember it. It's like, okay, I'm about to leave and get married and start a family, but I still want to hold on to, home. And Garrett is like, we're going to need that honey for them spicy margaritas because I'm going to be drinking while I'm living with Taylor. And I'm not sure if Daddy could be shipping his honey all the way to Cali. But think of it this way, Garrett. Maybe you can expand the honey distribution all the way to Cali. Okay? Let's support Taylor in this. Taylor, this is how we do it. We will, start exporting to Cali and do the West Coast, East Coast thing. Okay? But she said it's not forever. She's got to come back to D.C. for her job for a few months. So Garrett will get to see his parents. And he will get to, still, live his life on the East Coast part-time. But I need to know how many months we're talking. Because if she's just there while, Congress is in session for a good 3-4 months, that'll probably work for him. If it's like occasionally, twice a year, I don't know. But I like them. I do like that they are supportive of each other. Taylor handled it well with the parents, and we'll see how he handles it. I don't have a problem with them necessarily, except that move. And they could do it. The things we do for love. They could do it. You could just, jump in feet first, and, all that could happen is it's a great success. And all that could happen is you got to head back home, but you had a wonderful experience. I don't have a problem with these two. Well, how much fishing can Garrett get done in San Diego? Because
he can get a lot. He can get a lot of fishing out here.
Okay,
it's good. It's good fishing. And what was some of the fish he had? He had perch. Was that a sheephead? He had a sheephead. We got sheephead. We have sheephead out here for sure because I know my dad has caught some. And trust me, Garrett, come down here, call my daddy. He be right with you, okay? He got the boat. My daddy got the boat here, okay? Now, he might have to come down to San Diego. It's 2 hours away, but he'll come down there. He'll meet you somewhere in between. He actually probably drive the boat down there, child, okay? He'll take you. My daddy will take you, child. Anybody that want to go fishing, my daddy will take you. Please, and somebody need to go with him. He getting at that age. Getting to that age, somebody need to go with him. However, yeah, you get good fish out here. We do it all the time. My favorite is to try to go for the bass. It's a little bit harder and it's better on the charter, but you got the charter boats. It's all kind of different fishing. It's going to be a bit different. I don't know if he ice fish up there, so it's not going to be none of that. But you got lake fishing, all types of stuff here. So he's fine. He'll be fine in that area.
Yeah.
The hardest thing is being homesick. It's a change. Virginia and California is two different things. San Diego is a whole different thing. But you know what? A lot of people get out here and they like it. San Diego is very beautiful. Expensive. Okay. That's where our rich other skinned people go. All right. That's where they tend to go and retire, but it is a very nice place. I think he can do it. Like she said, she has her family here. my biggest concern is she going to still proceed if her father, I know he doesn't want to be on TV, but if he doesn't give the permission, period. I don't think he would find something that he don't like about Garrett. You know what I'm saying? But would he still get a permission because of the whole experiment of it all? He might not like the experiment of it all. And we know that, I think her father, well, it's not a thought. Her father is the Caucasian person, so I don't really think he has too much of a problem. Are they as active as Garrett's parents when they come? Because like she said, we'll still have the family dynamic with the kids and everything once we get down here. But the question is, are they as active? Because we can still have them around, and then they'd be like, you need to come get your child. Or they'll be like, we'll keep your child and whatever and stuff. So if they want to be some grandparents like that, we got to see. We got a lot of talking that we need to do. Outside of that, I would say just do it. You can be bi-coastal. Try it out. We spend so many months here and so many months there.
Try it. You might like it.
You might be permanent resident here. You know, you never know.
And if Taylor throws a boat in, hey.
Child, call me. Then call me because I'll be on the boat. I know how to drive a boat. I'm not talking about that kind of way. I know to actually drive a boat. Okay.
You got yourself a crew, Garrett. You got yourself a crew.
You got a whole crew down here. And I stay with a yearly fishing license. Don't play with me. Okay.
And you're a licensed bartender. Okay. Hello. Let's let them know.
Get your Dramamine and let's go.
Right? And she does cook or could cook. She is a cook. Oh, come on. There's wonderful things, Garrett, for you to go to the West Coast.
Hello. Now listen, Taylor, before you think I'll be trying to take men, I don't want them. Don't want them, okay? Don't want them, okay? But we can all go on a boat together. We can have some fun, all right? San Diego is, I spend a lot, I'm not going to say I spend a lot of time there, but I do go there pretty often, and I'm going there more often because I do have some family down there. So yeah, it's a place. I say just visit, give it a shot. If you love her, give it a shot. Now we got to talk about this one and give her the world and everything and give up all your stuff. I'm glad she got some sense to say, don't do all that. I think that's the part that scares me with Garrett is how much he's willing to like give up himself for this relationship. And I don't want him to be in a space that he has regrets or he blames her for doing it. So I hope that he is understanding these are your choices that you're making, that you do not have to make these choices for this woman. You guys can sit here and define your relationship and your marriage any way you want. You can take the time that you want. You don't have to say yes at the altar. Don't let us pressure you. We want to see some weddings, but don't let us pressure you because we ain't got to stay in them, okay? We like everybody else that's attending your wedding. We just going to be there to see you say yes. After that, y'all got to work on the rest of it yourselves, okay? So do not give up your life. Like you give up I'm not going to say your life, but yourself. What is the core of Garrett? Do not give that up for this relationship. This is still a new relationship. You're not totally there yet to be saying, I will give up all of these things, my stocks and all this. Like, sir, reel it in. We don't need to oversell it. We don't need to oversell it at all. Yes, reel in the calves. Okay, you got the wrong bait on. You got the wrong bait. We got to change lures now. Okay, we pro fishing now. We ain't got to put We got to get some actual fish. We can't fish in the ocean with worms. They're not gonna work. Okay, we got to use actual bait. We need live bait. We need some tangible stuff. Okay, we gonna stop and get some mackerel. Don't worry. Baby, Jared, he is ready to jump in the ocean for this love, man. If you don't get back on this damn boat, sir. And I know we're going to be talking about some waves crashing in a minute because my damn couple, obviously, I'm the only one out of the throuple that know how to surf. Because I'm going to be in a throuple, okay? I'm in a throuple at this point, and I'm the only one that know how to surf, see? Go ahead.
I was just laughing at you. You were a shadow cast member.
Because goddamn it, Marissa and Ramsey pissed me off. Now, if y'all don't know how to surf and ride a wave, because the one thing about riding the wave, especially if we gonna be synchronized surfing, is that we understand and know the wave that we are riding on. We are on two different waves right now. Hell, what the hell? I told y'all can ride this wave of fun if that's what y'all want to do, and y'all agreed to do it. Now y'all is taking chances with a whole lot of fun. But anyways, before we jump over to them, Taylor and Garrett, is there anything else that you want to say about these two?
Just try it out, Garrett. Just move to San Diego. You know, they got Comic-Con. They got a whole bunch of stuff. Just move to San Diego.
Now he used to fishing for dangerous game. I don't think he's doing that far of a deep fish.
Yeah, not in the dating game.
He's not, child. He is not used to fishing at all. Men have not had a relationship in 7 years. This man ain't been fishing for a woman in quite some time, child. He has been focused. Okay. Now I don't know what's gonna happen in some previews, and we start looking at text, and I don't know if we looking at text because our friends be looking at text, but we might want to watch the company that we keep. So
interesting. So if he's not fishing, maybe they were fishing for him.
Sometimes
and he just didn't take the bait.
Or it's just not a good enough catch and you just throw it back. You know what I'm saying? When we sport fish, you throw some of the stuff back. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get the size and I got to put it back in there.
Right.
You know,
meat regulation size.
Yeah. Yeah. Or, I just need to add up the weight. I don't really keep it. It's not a prize,
Measure it and throw it back.
But Taylor, be ready to go ahead and start learning how to clean some scales. Okay. I'm going to tell you the best way to do it is underwater. Okay. Put the fish under the water so the scales won't be everywhere. Okay. Get your lemon and your vinegar ready, baby girl. Well, you know what? Listen, honey drop, I get what you're saying. Just visit first. And that's what they got to do. They got to come and visit the dad anyway. However, you don't really get experience till you live somewhere for a little bit. So, you can visit as much and say you like it, and then you get down there and you realize it's a real ish show. So visiting don't tell you everything. Sometimes you just gotta know. But come down and check out the areas, check out homes, see prices and all this stuff, see apartments. You just figure it out. Now he been throwing it back. Lord Jesus. Throwing back. I'm being judged from a cat. Anyway. In these who's, and do me a favor, pause for the cause. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you all for being up in here with us today. Be active in the chat, baby. We'll pull your comment up. Don't worry. We be getting talking to y'all too. This is a community over here, okay? It's not just being LCID. We be up here talking to y'all too, okay? This is your local bar, and we just two of y'all bartenders up in here for the day. Now, LCID is like more of the manager because she don't be doing no drinks for y'all. But
why you let these people think I'm not the fun? I'm probably more gonna be like Norm
with the mostest. Okay, she is getting the party started while I'm over here pouring the drinks.
Or maybe I'm just a regular taste testing all the drinks.
Exactly. She taking the orders for y'all. Okay, that's what she doing. Nah, we like to have fun up in here. So come on in here and have fun with us. Okay. Anywho, let me go on to the next couple because our next least problematic, but I don't even know because after Taylor and Garrett, I don't know, everybody a problem. Everybody got a little problem over here, okay? But my next little lying couple who been lying to me and themselves, okay? I try to tell them they can ride this way, but they got to learn how to surf first. So now we got to go back to the drawing board and learn how to ride. We got to wade the water, baby. We got to wade the water. So come back on the ship with me and Garrett, Ramses and Marissa. Okay, come back on the ship because y'all not ready to be out in the ocean yet. Clearly, y'all not responsible enough to be trusted in these open seas alone. Okay. Because what the hell was we talking about in the daggone pods?
It's screaming Ramses wanted to be on the show. It's screaming Ramses just wanted to make it to the next level. Because he could have said in the pods, I don't really like military service, and checked her off the list. You could have just gone on your merry way for somebody else. Maybe he didn't have any other prospects. And he just wanted to stay on the show. I hate to think that of him, but hey, he's a human being that I just don't know. But where was all this oomph for her military service when you were in the pod? She doesn't make it all about her military service, but she does say, hey, I've served in the military. She was in the Navy. We heard her say it. Unless production did a little shake and bake, and she never mentioned it to Ramses because they never even mentioned or wrote down their birthdays or ages. So exactly what we talk about in the pod. Ramses, though I like your creativity in the fashion sense, the crochet shirt, not doing it for me. But hey, you like it, I love it. But Ramses also got to cook the noodles longer. If you're going to be the stay-at-home dad, we're going to need some cooking classes. You're going to need them noodles soft enough not to choke them babies, please. Okay? Marissa, while you're driving home over 2 hours, now is not the time to be sending suggestive photos. I don't know between Baltimore and where they are in DC. I'm sure there's a hands-free policy for your phone. Save it. It's 2 hours. Save it for when you get home. Okay? He's cooking. You don't want him to burn anything. Okay?
Well, don't
leave
it
alone.
I'm gonna tell you, keep sending them, girl.
Send them when
that's probably why the noodles ain't done. Them noodles is
as hard as him. The noodles are as hard as him.
I'm trying to figure out how I say it politely.
Don't be polite. You just said we at the bar. We don't need to be polite. Noodles as hard as Ramses.
They waited. They ain't had but one shot yet, Elsie. They ain't ready. We only been through one glass, and that was water.
So you're going to forgive it because he's not used to the. If Monica was here, she would say filthy text.
The kinks.
So I'm guessing Ramses also, he liked to surf and turf without protection. No, I'm sorry. That would scream to me, Marissa, that how have you been in these dating streets not gloving it up? Does Netflix do a little, STD check? Because if you run in these dirty streets unprotected, that's when, first of all, what conversations are we having before we clear the table, Marissa? Ramses, are y'all not talking about this? Y'all went there and didn't talk about birth control and possible children. I'm not getting this. I cannot fathom that. I'm sorry. That is such a strong decision to make for both of them. I just don't understand how the conversation was not had. And Ramses, you got a good look at what Marissa's going to be in the next 20 years. Because Mama done raised Marissa. And we heard the first tone of it when Marissa said, I ain't getting on no birth control, so handle that. So I guess Vanessa Lachey is going to get her Love is Blind baby after all, okay? Because they seem like they're going full steam ahead. But, I hope, Ramses, that your retreat is A1. Because you go end up... Because I'm like, okay, we going at it, as the Isley Brothers says, between the sheets. No protection at all. What if he says no at the altar? What if she says no at the altar? Yet we have made life. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? They are definitely not thinking this all the way through. And I'm like, are y'all playing us? Because there's no way you've reached this grown age and you haven't thought this through. No way. And why does it Ramses look like, he could be a member of the family? I'm sorry. I went there. I'm done.
Sometimes your significant other does look a lot like you.
After 30 years of marriage, not 40 days.
That's how you know they were the one.
You speed up the lookalike too.
Since we're rushing through everything else, we rushed through them conversations so damn fast that we didn't even realize we didn't have them. Like, what the hell? What the hell? I sat here and said, okay, now, if we're going to ride the waves, at least we know what protective gear that we're supposed to be wearing and the consequences of the crash, all right? That's surfing one-on-one. That I assume both of y'all did not attend that class before y'all got y'all damn scuba gear. Y'all were just like, let me put the wetsuit on and jump on out here, and I'll figure out what a board is when I get out there. Like, the hell? So that's either tells me that either two of y'all are playing up for this camera to give us some conversation so y'all won't look just like the lame, boring couple that's just all in love, or you two fools in love who decided not to have real conversations and we want to do some real life, real things, okay? And for the fact that this one is so strong with religion or anti-religion, I'm not sure where we at right now. The fact that he is so strong with his stance in some things, these conversations should have been had and been done. I'm sorry, I can't recall one time that Marissa was not talking about her military experience with any of the men. And then the funnier part is both of the two people you attracted to make the throuple, as y'all joked about, are both military people. So you were befriending a military man and you're choosing a military woman, but you are anti-military. And I get it. I understand your stance. Now, I don't know if you became anti-military when you changed religion or you disown God or whatever the case may be and stuff like that. And if he had told me that it's because of the religion that I'm now practicing, because we know that there's some religions that are totally against military, which I'm still trying to figure that one out too, when God has allowed some things to happen, but that's neither here nor there. We'll talk about that on another live. How we have this strong stance to just be like, basically, I don't like you because what you stand for. And that's basically what you told that lady. I don't like you because of what you stand for, because you went. And then you sit here and tell us, ma'am, this is why I said this had to be made up, because she sat here and told us that she's been in the military for 8 years and she was raised on the base. I'm confused because your mama seemed to say something different. Your mama said that y'all was struggling and whatever. And I don't know too many people that struggle on the base. But you know what? I never lived on the base, so I don't really know. I really don't know. But she gave us one story and her mama gave us another story. However, she didn't know what she was signing up to before you get it. Now here, I get this part. You don't know when you sign up, a lot of times you don't think that you're going to war. I have a whole bunch of friends that got into the military and tell me the same thing, that they never thought that they will be the one who's getting shipped off to war. And sometimes when you sign up to a certain department, you don't really think that you're going to have to go and do this or that or whatever and stuff. I get that part of it. But you have to have some notion that it's a chance that I'm going to get shipped off to something. Y'all playing with live ammo to practice. There's a chance that you're going to get shipped off to something. So I was like, why do both of y'all want to waste my time acting like we just going to ride this little happy wave and bubble and not have no real conversation? Even when I'm riding the wave, while I'm riding the wave, I'm sitting there having these consequential conversations. Okay, like, Negro, if you fall in love with this, what you gonna do? Because I'm just riding away. I might be out as soon as this hit the sand, okay? Now I might jump back on, I don't know. It depends on your wave. But when we crash, we gonna crash and I'm gonna be off this board and I'm going on by my business. Go catch another wave. Goodbye, sir. And if I happen to catch a little squid on the way on this wave, what we gonna do? I need to know. We gotta have some talks. I don't know how we're just deciding that we're gonna have unprotected sexual intercourse, but we're not gonna have the proper talks of the consequences that come with all of that or whatever and stuff like that. Or I just don't know your religious stance so well that I can sit here and say that we will not be having it in the church or whatever stuff. I am puzzled, but I got two men backstage. Let me see if these fellas can help us out, us ladies, because we must just simple-minded little ladies. We need some help, okay, y'all? We don't know. We don't understand the language of out here of these little loose little kids these days, okay? So maybe the men folk can tell us.
I do declare.
I do declare. Hey, Kojo. Hey, Sean. How y'all doing today?
Yo, can you not hear me?
Yes, we can hear you great, babes.
Good, good. What's popping? What's good?
We are over here talking about Ramses and Marissa child. I don't know. I don't if I mean we got the
Mm,
Taylor and Garrett. So if you got anything for them too you want to throw in there, you can. But we on
I ain't got
Ramses.
nothing for them too. I can't lie to you. But Marissa and Ramses, well, like you would got ladies were saying, I don't understand where the sudden animosity came for this military perspective. It was a bit confusing because he had the whole of the pods to discuss this and he hadn't discussed it. So I'm a bit confuzzled as to how he got to a point where he's got such a strong position that he's willing to go down with a ship and say he's even willing to divorce if she was to go back into deployment. I said, but bro, did you not think to have that conversation with her? Because old girl said she's very proudly been in the military. So either she was faking it in the pods and not talking as much about what she might do in future, or you guys, or you were lying about the way that you felt about her deployment, about her time spent in the military, which gives me a little bit of duplicious vibes from Ramses. It's like you just want to get through to the next maybe phase stage. You wanted to go to the, go to the TV part because and that goes back to that comment that he made, that little snarky comment that he made about Bowden. It goes back to that, when people start using those passive aggressive tactics, you don't know how to fight face to face. You fight behind people's backs. That little nasty little attitude that he got, because that don't make no sense for him to flip and turn around. So I was a little bit concerned by that. But you're right. The story with the mother and Marissa also did have some inconsistencies and some holes in it. Yeah, about being on base and then them being poor. I mean, the mom was trying to say that they were dirt poor, but then again, who knows? I don't know what was going on. Maybe she had multiple baby daddies on base. Who knows? We don't know. So yeah, it was a bit awkward in that place. But again, you know how I felt about the mum and the behavior. So I thought that was disrespectful, and I was like, well, if you've got that kind of attitude, I don't know how anybody wants to be around you. And I don't know any mum that speaks it, any mum that really loves their daughter that talks the way she does and calls their daughter a B word. I just can't understand how you can do that and think that's a healthy relationship. But then again, everyone has different relationships.
Thank you, Coach. Sean, you there, love?
I'm here. I'm here. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Yeah, I'm kerfluffled because you
Not
know,
fluffle.
yeah, completely because it's like we just don't have nobody to root for, you know, and I think Marissa kind of just jumped in a little bit with her eyes closed, and I think Ramses is he's a poser. You know, I think he's like one of those hotep dudes that says all the right thing, but the substance behind it is just it's lackluster. You know what I mean? So I uh I just wish that a lot of the things that he was saying in the pods had the substance to match. Whether it was this military conversation, and I understand I'm trying to, be open-minded that people have different views, and I my dad was in the military, but he had an honorable discharge, so he did choose to leave the military. But I just haven't experienced, and I just can't push to the side, like, these people are defending our country. She's not the secretary of the state, so she's not making international decisions that are impacting the country. She's executing the orders, and not to mention, it's also helped to provide a good life for herself. So why he would try to be, you know, judgmental and get down on her and make it almost like she should be ashamed of what she did and the service that she represented. I just have a problem with that. And I really expected better of him. based on who he presented himself to be in the pods. So I didn't like that conversation. I didn't like him continuing to push down and double down on that. You knew her background. If it's so opposite of what your beliefs are, then she's not somebody that you can be with. So I'm again very disappointed in him. That conversation. Her mom is a lot to handle. God bless her, because I can only imagine what that was like growing up, and for her to be who she is today, kudos to her. But I don't know that I would want that to be my mother-in-law, if I'm being quite honest. She's a lot to take in. She's very brash. She's rude, disrespectful. Yeah, it's just a little bit too much for me. And then lastly, the sex conversation. This is what really made me think he's an imposter. Because for somebody to be woke and enlightened and to be completely disrespectful to her in terms of talking about he wants it to feel good. I just find that conversation to be cringy to have with somebody who's supposed to be your wife in the future, who you want to build the future with. Yeah, he should be better than that, but unfortunately he's not. So I think she needs to run, because if this at this early stage, if this is how he's showing up, that means there's a lot of things that there's more to meet the eye when it comes to him. So unfortunately, it's a negativo for me.
It's a funny thing when people say condoms don't feel good for me, and then he threw in for us. And it's like, do you hear yourself? So that means I'm taking the sacrifice too. I'm not just not getting all the greatness of it and stuff, and you're just over here just in pain and hurting because you can't feel me either. I can't feel you either. Guess what? We both suffer. We both low key are suffering. Yes, yes, yes. I can concur that it does feel a lot better without. Natural. God know what he was doing when he did it. Okay, but we don't want these other problems included into our situation where we still haven't had main discussions. We're arguing over the fact that I'm not in the military, but I was in the military and I still support the people that are in the military because I understand what they go through. So why would we confuse any of this and bring a baby into it? Let's sort this out first. Let's sort this out first. So in the meantime, if we want to keep having fun to keep us a little bit of the Lulu, strap up, brother. That's all you got to do. Or we just don't have to have any. But why do I have to be forced with a less certainty? Because let's be honest with you, pills and all this stuff like that is a less certainty than the condoms are. Just put the condom on.
Maybe
Exactly.
maybe he has a strong way of withdrawing his troops. Okay.
We're still taking the chances, baby.
Listen, taking a chance and knife. Let me keep quiet. But no, you know,
But he wasn't even
Sometimes
open
them
to
troops are
that.
deployed. Sometimes them troops are deployed before you even sent into battle, baby.
yo,
Yeah, there's definitely one.
they be out there. Trust me, camping.
But
The
look,
front line. The front line.
if he
Woo,
was
you get
willing to
started.
do that, but she even was open to that. She's like, listen, but he was like dead set. That's why I found him to be so problematic, because I'm not going to say that I haven't lived on the edge before. I've said that a few times. But my point
Come,
is, be willing to take the consequence, especially if you're with somebody and she's like, hey, I'm not close to what you're saying, but we also have to know, like, if we're doing it, we're going to have to, do it the old fashioned way and, pray and pull out, PNP,
No,
but
you pull out
i-
game.
if you're not going to do that, but it's like he still wanted her to get on the pill. That's how it felt to me. He wanted her to say, I got it. I'll get on the pill. I'll bite the bullet. That's how it felt. And that's the part that really agitated me.
And I feel you, Sean, because it's not just that. It's almost everything he says is she has to compromise. She has to compromise on it or whatever. And I'm just like, why does she got to sit here and not be part of the military when she's already part of the military already? So you want her not to be part of that no more. You want her to take the pill or some type of contraceptive, but you're not willing to do any of it or whatnot. She's out in the field every day, and that part is her choice. But it's just too much. No more compromise. It was fine when you both were over here, and it was like, we're going to define this ourselves. But now you have actual definitions that out of nowhere are set definitions for you. If you came in with that, and that's why I say you have to be lying, because you came in the show and you did not give her the truth. If she sat here and gave you her truth, which is, I am part of the military, I used to be part of the military, I'm not in it no more, I might have to go back in every so often because they're still paying for my school. So every so often I still have to do some active duty type stuff. And you're so hard pressed on, well, that's not my life, I don't like it because, my family, this, that, and the third, were sufferers of the people of the U.S. military. First of all, you living in the U.S. now, sir. I don't even understand that part. Okay. But still, I get you, but if you're so set on that being such an issue, don't let her be free. Before you even seen her, you could have just let her be free. She could have been with Bodette, and they could have been doing their own thing or whatever stuff. Just let her go, because she is not the woman for you. And I don't get this, because I'm gonna say this to Stephen, Tyler, and you, Ramses. Why are y'all suffering yourselves by lying to people? When you sit here and lie to people, you withhold gifts from yourself, blessings from yourselves by doing that. You're tying up people for selfish reasons, and you're missing your own blessings. Let them people go be free and be with the people that want to be with you. There's people that want to be with you. There's people that believe the same way that you believe, and you can go ahead and be with them people. But you're tying up your life and somebody else's life over a lie that's going to all crash in the end. So you're wasting everybody's time. That's what I got to say to that. Before I jump into that mama's behind, is there anything else anybody wants to say? Because I'm gonna get on the mama in a second too. I'm not totally
What
mad at moms, but I'm gonna get on her.
what if Ramses? I mean, another alternative could be that what we're seeing with Ramses is his response to Marissa's bossy behavior. I think this is another perspective potentially, that the way he's drawing hard lines is because, like, he's, in the pods he was very much more chill, more calm, going along with everything, right? But remember she said obviously she's very bossy, right? So sometimes what can happen is, if you haven't practiced good assertiveness, when you do get into a position where someone is being very bossy, you can either become very lame or very an easy target, or you can go the complete opposite way and become this beast, right? Where you put up really rigid lines. So potentially maybe that's what he's doing right now, is that he's almost trying to stamp his foot down to show her that you can't run me over, but he's doing it in the wrong way and the wrong subjects, right? Because I just think the sex thing was just not nuts to me. It didn't make sense. Like, it's not even logical what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? That was the part that kind of bamboozled me. The sex part is not even logical. It's like, if you're gonna have sex, you're gonna be unprotected, bro. There's potentially gonna have children. So why not just wrap up? But it doesn't matter if it doesn't feel good. You need to protect her and yourself. So yeah, I think for myself that maybe he's reacting to her bossiness and he's trying to put his marker down, like, you can't boss me over. Maybe that's another way he's doing it. It's just going too far.
See that he's just picking his wrong battles. He picking the wrong hills to die on. That's all. I can see what you said, Coach, but he is definitely just picking the wrong hills to die on, because you're gonna die on this sex thing, and you're gonna die on this military thing, because it just makes no sense to choose. Those are the things that you want to have a stance on. We can have a stance on the kid's name, places that we possibly live and all this stuff like that, but these things is fixtures. The military is a fixture in her life already. She doesn't have to continue to actively do it. That's a whole decision that she got to make based off of what's going on with her in school and all that right now. She don't have to actively do it, but it's already part of her past. You're saying you don't like parts of her life. She don't have to like parts of her life, but you don't have to make her feel bad about it either. You know what I'm saying? She can't change that part of her life no more. So let's move on from that. But to sit here and tell her that if she decides that she wants to go back in, she may divorce. And like somebody else said, what if she decides to be a lawyer for people that's been unjust in the military and stuff like that? She's still gonna have to deal with it. I don't know what you want for her. If she decides that the thing is like, I understand the stance, and I understand what V is saying in the chat that Venezuela has this problems with the U.S. A lot of people have their problems with the U.S. U.S. is a problem. Let's not act like that's not the thing. U.S. is a freaking problem. But if I feel a certain way about the military, I'm not going to actively pursue somebody in the military. I don't care if they were former military or whatever. I generally don't, because when we start to talk about certain things, I'm going to have my view and they're going to have their view, and I don't want to have an argument in my house about it. I don't care if it is their past or anything like that, because they're passionate enough to have signed up in the first place. They're going to still be passionate enough to defend why they signed up in the first place. I don't want to have an argument about that in my house. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just purposely not going to pick that person. I'm not going to say that they're a bad person or anything like that. I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to keep peace in my house. That's just like the logical thing to do for me. I don't know. So that's why I'm just like, I don't know why he wants to die on these heels. If anybody else can explain it to me, that's great. But I don't know why. If this is where he wants to take his stance from, I don't know. I get you though, Coach.
He's a ball of confusion, and unfortunately when people, are at a place, now I don't know him, but if I look at, the example of someone like that, they really, sometimes people get to a point where they kind of know what they want, but they don't know how to get there. So they just say all the right things, but when the rubber meets the road, they don't want the sacrifice that comes along with a marriage and a relationship. Because at the end of the day, he's saying one thing and doing another. He's positioning himself as a understanding, new age kind of guy, open, but really his actions don't match. So that to me shows somebody that's ill-prepared and not ready. And it just doesn't make any sense, because you object to the United States position with Venezuela, but yet here you are in the United States, living, dwelling, and it's kind of hard, because if you work, you pay taxes. Your taxes go to the government. Part of that is what funds the military and every other thing that is part of it. So I could see if you're just here in America visiting and your plan is to go back and live in Venezuela, but obviously there's a lot more that you like about the United States than you do about Venezuela, because you want to live here because of the opportunities that exist. So for you to be so anti-military, it's like you're just drawing lines in places that it doesn't make any sense. You live here, you live in the country, but you hate America's position on Venezuela, but you want to live here and take advantage of the benefits of the country. Listen, I just think it's an interesting position to pick, and he's picking things that break her down. And that's what I don't like, because she shouldn't not be proud of her military service. She should not be proud of what she did. And for him to kind of tear at that and make it a decisive factor, and it's like, if you choose to do this, then I'm going to get a divorce. Like if you were ever to go back, then we'd have to get a divorce. It's like, what? Bro, like, yeah, all issues for me.
Now, dark arts. Could he be, since Sean said that, could he be trying to break down some of this strong woman of her, some of this confidence in her, some of this independence that she seems to have? Could he possibly be trying to do that? Because some people love you, but they love to change you. They love you enough so that they change you. And I say that because I see a strong person who, I forgot to send her the link today. A strong person who falls into relationships like this, where they love the energy that she is, but once they don't like it once they get her, because they're so worried about everybody else being attracted to that energy. Could it be some type of insecurity in him that is making him feel like, oh, maybe let me break her down a few pegs? I don't know. Could it be?
Most certainly can. I guess we just never expected it from Ramses. You know what I'm saying to you? But by the way he's going about it, you could definitely say that there's a case for this. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Because again, I go back to the fact I don't get his position. I don't understand how you can be in the pods talking for however long you're talking for, and this is now where you're standing. So potentially, yeah, you know, maybe this is passive aggressive, manipulative way of, you know, breaking her down so that he can, you know, I don't even I don't see any malice per se, but maybe there is an unintentional trying to break her down because, like I said, he wants some type of control. You know what I mean, in a situation. So there's a possible case for this. I can't lie to you. And so I wouldn't throw it out the window, to be honest, if that was the case. I don't really see the intentionality, but maybe there's a lot more confusion on his end. You know what I mean?
I can see that, Jade. That's a good point. It's always the quiet ones we don't see coming. It's always the subtle ones we don't see coming. And if that was his stance about the military, it could be that he chose someone of the military and kind of taken his negative thoughts about it out on them, but in a subtle way that you don't see coming. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. But it would be like, why would you do it on national TV? That would be some dark arts you slanging, you know, in your regular life away from the camera. Don't do it. Don't do it on Front Street. Mm-mm.
The camera don't always hide truth from people, so there's that. As far as this mama goes, let me get my little 2 cents on mama, okay? Mama bear, and she's definitely a mama bear, okay, baby, because she's going to protect her cubs at all costs. I'm never mad at that part. Never mad at that part, but you're an overbearing bear, okay? You're an overbearing bear, baby. Like, let up, ease up before you push all your kids away, baby. Right now, they definitely still like all up on you and stuff, but they slowly out you out. These kids came over and said, listen, we can start a volleyball team with all the men she done had. All right. I was like, oh, shots fired. Mama Hannah, because this is what Hannah turning into. This is what Hannah is going to turn into. Okay. This mama right here. Hannah on her way. Mom must be a little confused. I see Marissa don't talk to mom a lot because mom sat there and was like, Marissa wants to go and be a lawyer, but she also wants to be a stay-home mom. And Marissa told us in the past she don't want to be no stay-home mom. She ready to pop the baby out and get back in the field. I was confused. I was like, are we having 2 different conversations with mom and the men that we are choosing, or is mom not having a conversation? She ain't got the previous update. I was confused on that part. Listen, I know I ain't got one of them families that disrespect you to this degree of calling each other bees, but I know families talk real comfortable with each other. Some mamas try to be their kids' best friends. Okay, bad place to be. Bad. I'll say this now. Bad place to be is your child's best friend. That's one thing I agree with my daddy on saying is I am not one of your little friends. And you will not we will not be talking to me like one, and vice versa. We're gonna respect each other. Now, as we be adults, we respectfully, say what we got to say, but I still would not disrespect my daddy or my mama in that type of way. I feel some type of way. I got a story for members that I almost had to beat up somebody for getting them grandma. But I just feel like when I don't know, I see why Marissa's trying to be so bubbly and stuff, because her mama is just like this dark force, and she's so bitter and she's so jaded that you're going to wish the negative upon your child. You're going to be the reason why your child doesn't have anybody, because you're going to push all of her suitors away. Like she's going to have to stop introducing you to people, and y'all going to have to just live for a distance or whatever. And you just going to have to be mad that she married somebody without your knowledge or whatnot, because you a problem. I don't know. If you're a parent out there, please don't take it out on your children, your past indiscretions that didn't go well. Okay. I hope that y'all never had that much regret in your life of any of the choices that you made for your life, and you take it out on your children. Just please, give them enough guidance to go up and grow up and be smart enough to make some good decisions and stuff, and then maybe be there for them when they make some bad ones, because we are going to make some bad ones. But this was a lot. That mama was a lot. I don't know. And then she over here with the 80s jacket telling me he got an 80s vibe on. I'm like, child, you would know. You would know, ma'am. Was you trying to hit on that little boy? Man. I don't know. Y'all spoke on the Mama on Kojo channel, but if y'all want to touch over her a little bit more, y'all ain't got it all off your chest yet.
Mama had them kids scared to talk. The other kids were scared. They were looking at her like, can I speak? And they grown. As she said, successful, out of college, having their own life. Mama is Margaret Thatcher. Sorry, Kojo. Mama got that iron fist. Mama is not having it. She is just taking over everywhere she is. But yeah, the whole breakdancer comment, she was trying to break Ramses down. And that's the point where I kind of saw Ramses kind of saw a little bit of himself with the mama, because he didn't give the response of offense. If you look at his face, it gives the response of, oh, I see you. I see exactly who you are. And we gonna play this. That's why he's like, you gonna give me your blessing? He was trying to poke back at her in a subtle way. He was trying to like, I'm not gonna be like you running straight ahead. I'm gonna be gentle. But Mama said prenup. And Mama's standing firm on that. So I wonder how many prenups help Mama.
She might know they work. That was wrong. I'm sorry.
Damn, Jay. It's a cold world.
That's a cold world. Mama was cold. She could take it. She better not be one of them sensitive people that dish it out and they can't take it back, baby. Okay, if you got the nerves to be calling your daughter all kind of bitchs, unity on these screens, you real comfortable. You better be able to take these jokes back. But I think she can, because the kid sat there and outed her. So hell, I ain't trying to talk about nobody, Mama, but she probably know how the ins and outs, that how good they work. Okay.
Oh yeah, I needed Marissa to take those knives from the table when she left. I'm sorry. Mama looked like she about to leap over the table. She did say she would cut him, didn't she?
She said she would cut him.
Okay. While you leaving, Marissa, take all the cutlery, because I don't trust your mama with it.
And not if you want to keep having the unprotected relationship. Oh, the mamas.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I think, well, not even to be honest. Yeah, no. For me, I think, and this is me personally, I think Marissa did Ramsey a disservice. I think anybody who knows their parent is a hard nut, has the responsibility to protect their partner from that parent. You should interject and set a boundary with that parent in the midst of the situation, because the parent knows that you're not going to say anything. Now, unless your mom is an absolute narcissist, right? Which some people are, but I don't think her mom's a narcissist. I think she's a hard nut who keeps pushing boundaries because you allow it to, right? It'd be on Marissa to actually set that boundary and actually say to mom, listen, stop talking like that. Now, the fact that she allowed the mom to go the way she did kind of made me also scared. I was like, well, then do you agree with that behavior? Do you think that's acceptable the way she's talking? Because she's actually dishing it to your man as well. I don't know if you think that's maybe one of those things where it's like her parents being hard to try and, shake the person up a little bit just to make sure you got the right kind of person. But you need not do that to be able to shake somebody up, you know what I'm saying to you, and to be able to understand whether they are for you or not. So I was waiting to see if Marissa was saying it, but the fact that she left him at the table and went to the toilet, I said, Marissa left me at the table, me and her mom. I might have said one or two things to her mom. You know what I mean? She would have come back and now me and her mama are not talking, and maybe I'm not going to be her partner anymore. But the reason why I say that's because I'm always thinking about the future, as in how much space does your. It's not about your mom coming to my house, because she ain't going to come to your house. It's about when she talks to you. If you are still able, if you're not setting boundaries now, you're not setting boundaries tomorrow. Which means whatever she says to you tomorrow is what I'm going to feel tomorrow. And that is a very dangerous place to be in a relationship where you're now dating or marrying the woman, but you're also marrying her mum. And we see this with dads too. Like certain dads do this too, where they interrupt the lives of their daughters, and then like they're playing the second husband. It's like, my guy, step back. Your daughter's married. Let it go. And it's like the mum here. The mum, obviously her energy, it was just off, man. You know what I mean? Even with the conversation about marriage, you know, and talking to Ramses about, you know, so you were married before. Oh, because you made it sound like you were a nice guy. I was like, I mean, to be honest, all he said was that he was married before. He didn't even get the chance to even finish up the story before you interjected with you trying to make yourself sound nice. So what you wanted to say that they both divorced? Okay, they did. So now what? Oh, now it sounds better because you say you both agree to it. I said, baby, you are injured from whatever happened in your divorce. It sounds like you didn't want to get divorced. It sounds like, you know, you were left behind in that divorce, and that's why you're bitter right now. But stop bleeding on the situation with your daughter and her new partner. You know what I'm saying to you? And you're right, the other children look kind of scared, you know, of the mother. I know she wants to play both roles, but I just need her to just back it up a little bit, you know, just back it up a little bit. It's the same thing with Jasmine and Bobby. I said this again. I said, listen, you may get through the first or second year. Honeymoon phase is real nice. Give it the third or fourth year. If that mom is still interrupting, saying things to her daughter, you are going to feel it sometime. You're going to realize, where is this coming from? And you know where it's going to come from, straight from the moms.
Yeah, well, she didn't let that man get a word in about his own thing after she asked him. I said, "Oh no, I hope Marissa is not like this, because it's gonna be as much as they like to say we have good communication. If she is like this, it's not good communication, baby. Because you have an angle when you do that. You're not trying to hear or understand what I have to say. You're already trying to cut me off to get to your point, which is you feel all men is this and that and the third. And baby, if you want your baby to be with women, just say that. I prefer her to be with a woman. That's all you got to say. Yeah, she sounds like she might be open to it. You know, I don't know. But mine needed to calm all the way down. Sean, you got any thoughts before we move on?
Um, I mean, I didn't. The mother had some good points. I think she might have been sussing out some of the nonsense that Ramses was talking about, based on her experience. You know, again, I totally disagree with her delivery. I think she's very rude, and can be disrespectful. But what I did see from Marissa, I did see her kind of not aligning herself with the things that her mom said, and I think it's one of those delicate things because I get the picture from Marissa's mother that she kind of is who she is, which is why I think Marissa probably doesn't completely involve her in a lot of her decisions. Because even when it came down to the prenup, she wasn't like, "Oh, my mother said it, so I'm doing it." She was like, "I don't even have any money. It's not something I'm worried about." You know, and again, I'm paraphrasing, but you know, it wasn't like she was like, "Well, because my mom said it, I'm gonna do it." So my only concern would be as long as she's an independent thinker, and I get the gist that she does what she wants to do. Now, might she listen to her mom? Sure. But I don't feel like she set Ramses up for failure either, because look, we're grown. We should all know how to deal with difficult people when we navigate things. And if I can't sit in a conversation with somebody who's, and I had some challenging in-laws, do I wish it was better? Yeah, it would have been awesome if it was. But at the end of the day, I'm also responsible enough to be able to handle myself and to know how to control myself, respect somebody's parents. At the end of the day, their words. So, she can bump her gums till the cows come home. And we're gonna keep it moving. My main concern is with my partner. However, again, it's a lot to deal with, but I do think that Marissa seems like she distances herself from some of her mom's antics.
Can I just say that, Sean, you just said something really, really interesting. You said it's just words, and it's words that actually become thoughts that become actions. So to almost lower it to it's just being words, you would be setting yourself up for failure. The way that we are influenced, it was Adam and Eve, was it not words? What did Satan do? Did he give her the fruit, or did she take the fruit because he said words? Words are so powerful, and it doesn't matter how independent of a think you are. The Bible says, "Good company, bad company corrupts good morale." It doesn't matter how strong you are. If I sit around certain people for long enough, I will pick up their particular behavior. And so my thing is that my thing was that in that place, whilst you may be an adult, you are supposed to protect me and I'm supposed to protect you. So if I'm going into that space and your mom has gone off on a mad thing, because the mom was going on a mad thing, I'm sorry, it was a mad thing, right? It's on Marissa to be like, "Mom, stop. This is my partner. Don't talk to him like that." But Marissa was like, no, you got to fend for yourself. And I think it's because she hasn't actually dealt with him. And the reason why I'm saying is because I'm looking at going, when somebody has very strong boundaries and they know what they can operate with, they would have checked the mum herself. She would have checked and said, Mum, stop. I don't operate that way. But she left it open, which means I'm telling you now, it's going to come back later on because what ends up happening is we are rather happy to keep the relationship with the parent. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna give them access. And when that access comes in, they can speak to you. So it's not the times where you're strong that's a problem. It's when you're weak, and everybody gets weak in marriage. So the problem is that when the mom gets to speak, that bitterness that she has, if you're not checking her from early, it's gonna come up later on where she says something to you, and you might be weak enough that day, and it comes and it infects your relationship. So that's why I say I don't play with those kind of things, because you're not gonna see it now. You're gonna see it tomorrow. And a lot of the times, the Bible says that the words are like poison. So words are not just words. They infect you very, very badly. Sorry about the noise behind me. And so my thing is that it's not to say that Ramsey couldn't handle himself. It is to say that that's how we should protect ourselves, right? That if I'm going into a situation where I know my dad or my mom is rude, yeah, they know they can't do that with me. I will let them know from the jump. Listen, this is my partner. Don't you ever. Because understanding that the Bible says we should cleave to our wife. So that is my first person now. So if you come in reckless, I'm telling you now, you'll meet me. You understand what I'm saying to you? You will never have a situation where my brother, uncle, dad, cousin, anybody can talk reckless to my wife. Never. It should never happen. And it should be the same thing reverse as well. So that you don't allow other people to have any kind of foothold in your relationship and think they can talk to you reckless and create distance between you two. It's just a respect thing, but it's also a thing about poison seeping in for later on. So I know that people can look after themselves. I'm not saying they shouldn't look after themselves. I'm just saying that I would have expected Marissa to stand in the gap a little bit and tell her mum, listen, stop. But the fact that none of the kids really could actually sell that tells me that all the kids are afraid of her, which means, guess what? Later on, that mum's going to say some stupid ass stuff again later on, and it's going to come up in the relationship. You're going to be arguing about something, and you don't know why you're arguing. And it's because that mum got to say some stuff into the relationship.
Sean, you want to respond to that or no? You good?
I definitely understand what he's saying, but my thing is, I mean, my thought is just that sounds good, but when you're dealing with people that have very strong personalities, they're not always going to respect that. And people are, and I think her mom is responsible for her. Could Marissa have said something at the table, but that also could have changed the whole course of the evening. I think she should talk to her behind the scenes if they're going to continue to be together. Like, hey, mom, I really didn't like what you did. I'd appreciate you not doing that. I really want you to be more considerate when you speak to him. I think those conversations are better handled one-on-one and not to like correct her openly at a table like that. I think, again, that's just my perspective. I don't think that would, be, especially in their first meeting, they're just meeting each other. Now you're going to correct her. It just starts to start polarizing relationships. And I just feel like if you think you're going to get this woman to change how she's been in one conversation, that's going to be very difficult. And I think from what I saw, the little glimpse I got, Marissa is not allowing her mom to influence her. And the things that her mom says, she's not necessarily just wholeheartedly agreeing with them. It's not like she jumped on the bandwagon and said, yeah, I do think Ramses, you might have been the problem in your divorce, or you did glaze over it, or, yeah, I do want a prenup. Those were things that she was not allowing to be influenced by her mom's rants.
I totally get that, but this is okay. So this is exactly why these issues become a really big problem. We're saying it's the first time we've ever spoke to her. I don't care if it's the first time we ever spoke to her. Set the boundary straight from the beginning, because when you let it fester, it goes more and more and more and more. The whole point of boundary setting is that you do it from the very beginning, so it stops stupidity happening later on. And it's not on Ramsey to check this; it's on Marissa. It's her mum. And that's why I'm saying that Marissa needed to set that tone, because Marissa's had all her life to deal with her. So it's not the first conversation. Do you know what I'm saying to you? And it would have changed the tone. It already changed the tone. If your mom's telling your partner that they've got an 80s hairstyle, your mom is saying to you that you're a bitch, your mom is saying these kind of things, the tone has already been set by that conversation. You know what I'm saying to you? I don't know what kind of conversation, what kind of tone would it change to if you tell your mom, listen, the way you're talking to me is disrespectful. You should talk to me with respect. What kind of tone would it set? It would set a better tone, because the tone we're having right now is disrespectful. So, so it needed to be set from the early jump, like, and not wait till thingy. Sometimes we think showing respect to a parent, it's about allowing them to run all over us, or even a family member. But in reality, what you don't realize is, let's say, for instance, it's Ramsey. So Ramsey looks like he's Ramsey looks like he's cold with it. You know what I'm saying to you? But if you have a partner who's not as cold with Ramsey, right? What if they now get offended to that point where they can't, where they're so offended by that what the parent did? You are now having to pick up the pieces of what you didn't want to defend in that immediate moment. So now you are now dealing with your partner based upon the fact you didn't stand up to your parent, and now you're dealing with your relationship. Do you know what I'm saying to you? That's how problematic this situation can become, simply because we don't want to set boundaries, because we're like thinking the tone might change, or, you know, like, I don't want to be disrespectful to a parent. Your parent's being disrespectful. So it should be set from there. Like, if you're being disrespectful in public, I can let you know in public, listen, very I can let you know assertively without being rude that what you're doing is disrespectful. Because if I have to get involved and I'm the party who's been offended, now you're going to look at me.
Oh, God
No,
took him
no.
out. Oh, he back.
Sorry about that. Yeah. I almost got taken up. But the Lord said, don't say that word. I'm done. Sorry. You know, I like tussle with Sean, so, you know, man on man, you know?
Nah, I hear you
Pause.
both. Thank you. I hear both y'all what y'all saying. There is a time and a place and a way to check your parent and set your boundaries with your parent. Generally, if this is something that she knows her mom to do and she has the wherewithal to check her, it would have been done at the beginning of this whole scene. It would have came in, Mom, take it easy. You know how you get. You know how you are. Come in here and be on your best behavior. That'd have been the conversation that we would have had prior to getting up there. Now, you know, some moms, they're going to do what they want, especially when they get a little drink in you. If they my mom, once they get a little drink in them, it's no telling. So there, I got to give a precursor to my man. And my mama might go a little wild. She might go a little wild if she get a little drink. So try to mind the drinks, all right? Now, I got to give a little disclaimer to both parties, all right? I just don't think that this is something that Marissa's used to doing with her mom. I think she's used to bucking back at her mom, but I don't think she's actually used to setting boundaries with her mom. I don't think any of the kids have boundaries with their mom. Their mom infiltrates their boundaries and they do her the same. So this is just a relationship that they seem to have and that they're okay with it. So sometimes you just got to get the disclaimer to your partner, hey, this is my family and this is how they are. Not saying it's the best. Definitely know where Kojo is coming from, because this is where you get that Mia Kupla situation. If y'all seen that movie, how the mom was all up in the son's lives and running the lives and stuff from the distance and all that. There's one thing, I agree with a lot of things that Sean said, but one thing you do say that Kojo highlighted is it's just words. Well, Kevin Samuels had a lot of great points and it was just words, but all those great points and those words were missed behind his delivery on a lot of his stuff. So it's not just words. Words hurt more than actual, when you know you've been in domestic DA situations, the words actually hurt you more than the physical a lot of times, because the words stick with you a lot longer. Those play in the back of your mind at night when you're alone and all that stuff like that. So things are not just words sometimes when they're used as weapons. And that mom is definitely using a lot of her words as weapons against both her daughter and Ramses. So I don't know. I get being protective with your children and there's a way to do it. It was giving that she says, my daughter doesn't make wise decisions and I got to make them for her. I got to be here to pick up all of that for her every single time. And it was also given, once this goes wrong, don't come crying to me again, because I'm trying to tell you now, I'm about tired. She about all said but that, you know what I'm saying? She basically said all but that right there anyway. Like, I'm tired of picking up and cleaning up all these messes that she keeps making with these men. So here it is again. We're going through this again. This is a cycle of these two. So they both need therapy. They need some therapy to unpackage whatever went on in the childhood between the mom, all the different dads, with Marissa's feeling, all this stuff like that. They need some family counseling that they need to go through and find some better boundaries as a parent-adult relationship. You have to reset boundaries when you become an adult with your parents. Sometimes you have to sit there and do it, have these talks like, hey, I am an adult. I am on my own. So therefore, the respect that I require of you now is of an adult level. And I still will respect you as my parent, but I need you to respect me as a full adult right now too. So we got to have some boundaries in place. I'm not your home. Like sometimes you got to tell your parents, I'm not your homegirl either. Okay. Just remember that. So you will not be calling me no bees up and down these streets. So, because I'll start, we'll be on this payment. Okay. We both be on this payment together. Ma, if you want to call me out my name, you got one more time. I don't know. Any other thoughts on these couples before we shift it? No, everybody.
No, I'm gonna save the rest for Kojo tomorrow.
Ooh. Sound like fighting words to me. Anywho. As I pick who next, because it starts to get difficult on the problems that we have as we keep going. But I feel like one of these problems might be a little bit easier to solve than the other, though we still have not addressed the problem in the room, which was you put your hands on me, lady. So Tim and Alex, how y'all feel about these two right here? Do you think that we can make it through the mess of her apartment? Or is the daddy wasting his time giving his privilege, his blessings to this union? Which I think. Sean, I'll start with you. Oh, you know what? You snack. Are you know what? Never mind. Elsie, come on in. I guess Sean a minute.
I have my mouth full.
I just thought about it.
Pause indeed, Sean. Pause, man.
Guys, I'm letting go of the pause in 2024. We gotta do better.
You're not.
You're not. I am. I'm telling you.
No, you're not.
Y'all can pause away, but for me,
you held me to a fire. You held me to the fire.
Oh, you're going all the way, Sean?
How dare
you're going all the way?
And
no pause?
I'm just moving on. I'm making a choice to move on from it.
Okay.
So I apologize.
You're moving on for me. It's a pause moment.
No. I apologize for the trauma that I put you through, making you do all these unnecessary pauses. We're good.
Yeah,
I got my mouth full of chicken.
You better put a pause in that.
Hey, you can pause away. I'm good. Let me be quiet now.
Sorry, anyway, continue. I said Sean was rudely interrupting us.
Okay, so I don't know if Tim still believes what he wrote in that letter about what a great woman the dad raised. Why did y'all make him read that letter again? He know he got to say no at the altar. Y'all made him go through all of this, and I know it probably irked his nerves, because what I noticed is Tim has not touched that woman since that incident. Tim don't hug her. Tim don't make the sly jokes he used to make. He keeps his hands behind his back and he stays far away. He doesn't want to be within arm's reach for her to touch him again. Okay? That's Tim. Tim, I understand that mustard shirt. You also got the green color because that's what you wore with the dad. But Tim is like, no, I ain't gonna be doing this. Tim was like, okay, maybe I can forgive her with the moment with the dad. And then he saw the apartment. And he was like, I can't do this. Because Tim is looking at his pristine apartment or house and looking at this is going to come over there. He's like, no, trash bags don't belong in the living room. I'm sorry. Not happening. Not at all. So Tim gonna say no. Tim gonna be like, we need to pump the brakes on this. He should have kept on like he thought the first time. Leave after she put her hands on him. But, he could be suffering from, battered spouse syndrome. And he could just be there because he doesn't know how to leave. But I don't think they're going to be together. But it makes it kind of, I understand now, Alex being the older sister and Tim is the younger brother. So she's treating him like she treats her brothers. And that is not a recipe for a good relationship at all. Not a romantic one. So I think they should just cut their losses and then go about their business. Just leave it alone. We don't need to see you at the altar that bad. Save your dad the, benefit of getting you down the aisle. Just walk away. Mm-mm. Just walk away. I don't think they should even try to make this any more than it is.
Not the episode of Hoarders. Don't do this to me, high vibes. Sean, they want to know what you eating.
Oh, Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A sandwich.
And African asked if it's a breast or a thigh.
Oh, you know, Sean say about them thighs.
Unfortunately, Chick-fil-A doesn't sell chicken pieces, so it's the breast. But only in my eating preferences, I'm a more of a white meat kind of guy anyway. I'm not really a big fan of thighs when it comes to eating chicken. That is.
Amen, brother.
Everything else.
All right. Friday night after dark, baby. Let's go.
Well, you asked, they asked, I answered.
Right.
You know? They got a little bit more than they bargained for.
You don't want to pump the pause?
No, I'm all gas, no brakes, no pause needed. But yeah. I wish Alex would have, and I can identify that before I go on a trip, especially if, I don't know how long they were. I think they're in the pod for weeks. I probably would have my place would probably look chaotic. However, if you're going to be coming back with a camera crew, no less, and then your potential spouse, get somebody to clean that sucker. And that's it. Get a friend, call up a good friend, like, hey, listen, stop by, get somebody $200, whoever, $150, whatever the cost is, get Molly Maid up in here, Jackrabbit, I don't know, find some service and get them to come up in here and clean this place. Because I can't have my place looking hella crazy on the first time where, that's your first impression. And that looks chaotic, especially she knew that Tim is hella neat. His place was immaculate. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Alex is kind of giving off red flags because if she could just thrive in that level of chaos, that also gives us a little line into sight into how her mind state, right? She's probably used to living in chaos. And that's probably why she behaves in some of the ways that she behaves. So there's that. And JL said, is this the circle of trust? This
Always.
Group here?
Go ahead. Yeah.
So when he read that letter to the father and the father's response, the tears that were flowing out of my eyes, that was so emotional. And I don't know if these two are going to make it, but to see the father's response and to see how tough of a cookie he is, but, despite his disability, he's still pushing through and he wants to be there for his daughter and meet the man that wants to, potentially take her hand in marriage. Oh, man. And then I just imagine, like, as a dad, how he must have felt hearing a man talk about his daughter that way in such a positive way, and I just saw a different side of Tim too. It was nice to see him really trying to make Alex's family feel good. He was grilling the steaks and, just really wanting, to make a good impression on them. Again, unfortunately, I just don't think they're going to make it. But that was such a heartfelt moment. And I was like, good Lord, why am I here crying? But I think it was such a good thing. I think that was such a perfect moment.
If you were tearing up with that, Sean, I will tell you, I was emotional with Love is Blind Habibi. We do see the tradition of the man asking the family for the bride's hand because several of them still follow their tradition. And there was one that was a beautiful moment between the three men. Her brother, because her dad passed, the groom, and his father came with him. So the father was offering his son as a husband for their daughter. So yeah, that too was moving.
I'm with you. I was moved. I was moved by how the dad took in the words and everything. For the reason that it's he probably never thought he'll get to see this day. Once he hit the decline and everything like that. And I can see that, what I'm saying, being able to be there for your only baby girl's wedding, that's a big thing or whatnot. I also seen this is a lot of pressure that Tim has now put himself in or whatever, because we got to kind of follow through with this. We can't treat this like college or anything else that we just quit on or whatever. We got to kind of follow through, because once we decide to go in front of this man and do all of that's I don't know how you just say, you know what, I know I told you all that, sir, but I just can't with your daughter. If any time was to tell him I couldn't with the daughter, was the time right there. Like, you know what, walk me through this. Walk me through dealing with your daughter by calling people out their name and putting hands on them. Walk me through that before I read you this letter. You know what I'm saying? Let me read you this. Let me read you this letter at the altar or something like that. Because I'm not even sure if I want your blessing. To be honest with you, I'm not sure. I don't know. But I guess Tim decided that this is where he gonna make his stance on commitment. I would say, to be honest with you, I'm with you, Tim. I'm a person that struggles with commitment. So I would tell you, I would say commit to God first. Try to work on that commitment with God first, and then work on every other commitment outside of that, because that might be the best way to do it instead of going over relationships. And this is from experience. This is coming from experience as somebody that is still going backwards with a lot of things, and I'm still working on my commitment with God myself. So I would say work on that part first, and then work on the relationship, because God will help you through a lot of Alex or the Alexes of the world, okay? Because I don't think that's a one-off for Miss Lady Ma'am, okay? I think she needs to go get whatever attitude, behavioral issues that she got checked or whatever, because at the end of the day, though he is a little brother to some other women and you are a big sister to some other men, that is not your little brother, sis. So you cannot be putting your hands on them, treating them as such, and doing none of that. You are not the second parent in this house or whatnot. You have to be as such. And ma'am, listen, if I show y'all this room now, y'all understand. Like, I am a little chaotic too. I'm in the process of organizing all this stuff. I am I'm trying not to be my daddy's child, and which is a hoarder. Okay. So I'm trying to get rid of things that no longer serve me purpose. But however, when I go on vacation, and this is just me, when I go on any type of vacation, my whole thought is I want to come home and relax and not come home and clean up. So some part of your house should have been clean. Now, I ain't saying that your room, I get this, because I am definitely one of them people. I will trying to find an outfit. My clothes will be everywhere until I get it right. Okay. Packing clothes will be everywhere until I get it right. But if I'm in a whole house living by myself, my bathroom, my kitchen, my living room, because these are places I rarely speak and be at, they gonna be clean. Ma'am, you had stuff everywhere. Everywhere. They barely had a clean spot on the couch to sit down. I'll be in there cleaning while the cameras is there. If that's the case, like, oh, I didn't realize I left it this bad when I left. If I left in a rush, If I left in a rush, but I like to come home when I go on vacation. I don't know. That's just me. I like to come home and not have to think about cleaning. So that's the time my house actually be the most cleanest. Send me on the vacation, child. I get to cleaning up real good. I hit them baseboards and all that stuff that Hannah was over there talking about hitting. I'm trying to come home to relax, okay? I've been on a good vacation and had my little time away. Oh, if this is what this relationship gonna be, I don't know. I don't know, because he's a bit organized, he's a bit clean, he's intentional with his spaces. or whatnot. That closet, y'all gonna have to find another house together because I don't know. She gonna need a bedroom just for her clothes alone. All right. I give Mama that. Mama is into her fashions. I get, she must be into, styling up the girls and all that stuff like that. But yeah, I just didn't understand why everything was everywhere. Or you just decided just before we gonna get picked on the show, I'm gonna start getting rid of clothes. I need to start getting rid of some clothes. I have no clue, ma'am, but it's still a way to have an organized mess too. That thing was not even organized. And she got the nerves to be sitting here telling this man he can't wear it with. Oh, jeez. All right.
And then look at her. She is the fashion content creator. We're going to see all these lovely things on Instagram. It's going to be so well done. And then we see her home. The old people used to say, see me in the street and see me at home is two different things.
Well, they tell you, don't live your life off of content creators because they only show you part of their world. Okay. So listen, like I say, I don't know. To each his own, but I just feel like if you are living on your own, some part of your house has to be clean. Okay. I hope the dishes weren't left in the sink while she was gone. At least, ma'am. Listen, I know you might do a lot of things, but at least I know you're gonna wash them dishes before you left.
Even if it caused me to miss my flight, True story.
I know you're gonna wash them dishes before you leave. Baby, okay, listen, don't let a single man outweigh you in this. Okay, ma'am, please clean up your place. All right, clean it up before you be trying to check anybody on themselves. All right, that's all I'm gonna say to her. But do I feel like these two still have potential? If we really being serious about the conversation that we have on boundaries and respecting people's spaces and going back to elementary on keep your hands to yourself, there's a lot of things that these two can benefit from each other. I think they actually complement each other very well. Tim is giving me a man very much probably like her dad. That's probably what also attracted her. They have a lot of similarities to one another. I don't know how stern or what type of father that she actually had, but she's definitely a daddy's girl. So she definitely loves her daddy. I just need her to give Tim the same respect that she would give her dad to a degree as your husband and the next protector. I think that's what the dad does see in Tim, is that somebody that can take over his shift from, for his baby girl, somebody that will protect his baby girl, probably the way in the light that he will. I think they have potential to continue to make it. We just gonna have to have some real conversations about some boundaries, seriously though, and cleaning spaces, living spaces. She need her own room. She need her own woman cave. She gonna need a woman cave, okay? And ma'am, please don't come in taking the recliner couch away unless there's another family room. Now, if there's another family room, that couch can go downstairs and y'all can have another couch upstairs or whatever. But ain't nothing like a good old reclining couch, baby. I don't know who told you, okay? Don't come to none of our houses in the South because every last one of us got a recliner couch. You gonna be mad. You gonna be mad. Child, my daddy recliner burnt up and he went and got another one. Don't come over here. I don't have one in my house currently right now, but trust me, the new house will get one. The new house will get one. I don't even sit on my couches. That's why I don't sit on them, because they're not reclining. If they reclined, I would. Child, don't let me have a space to go to sleep. And the sad part is that's the only space she got to go to sleep on. So, ma'am, you might want to get her. She needs to quit playing with me. She needs to go and get a reclining couch because that's the only space that she got to sleep on. I understood back in the day when I used to keep my laundry on my bed, and that used to be like my sleeping partner. But ma'am, I still have some space on my bed to go lay on. You ain't even got that. Did y'all see the bed? I didn't see the bed.
The bed was littered. It
That's
was
what I said. Did we see her
littered.
bedroom? That was all her
I
closet.
don't
Huh,
even
Sean?
remember.
The bed was littered with clothes. Oh
Oh wow,
no.
that's a shame. Yeah,
She
she
didn't
should
have
have
room
just,
for her to lay on it.
all her bouginess, she should have called somebody and been like, "Yo, get a cleaning service in there and let's have this place looking like something." Ain't no way.
Please don't hate me because I might say this name wrong, but thank you for the love, Miss Kaiser Soze. It's supposed to be Kaiser Soze. I love it if you is going with the Kaiser. You know what I'm saying? If it's Kaiser Soze, I love it. I love that what name. Okay, I know what you're going off of. But thank you for the love. Appreciate you. She said, glad you caught the live and wish I could catch it more often. Trust me. Just come here. We'll be back here every Friday, baby. We're here every Friday. And then we got other lives during the week. So you can always catch one. Mm-hmm. I like the pun too. If it's Kaiser, I love the pun. Exactly. Kaiser saucy. Anywho, any more on Tim and Alex before we shift on over to some other problems that we
Yeah,
got?
just one point. I think they went to her house first. Because there's no way she would have been that comfortable showing him her place if she'd seen his first. I'm just saying.
Child, I would have snuck off one of them days. Like, I'm going to work. Hey, I gotta call it. I gotta clean up. I got to clean up. Or hurry up and, like Sean said, let the people in. I'll be back in a second. Y'all don't steal my stuff. I know what I got in my chaos. That's one thing, though. I do know where everything is in my chaos. I know where everything is. Now, as soon as I clean up, I'll mess everything up because I put stuff away and I forgot where I put it. That's my dysfunction. That is my dysfunction. I forget where I put some stuff. I'm like, now where did I put? I know I seen it while I was cleaning up. Damn it. But yeah, I don't know, child. And then when you got cats and stuff, you can't have too much chaos, child. They'll be in all kind of stuff.
Oh, they will create it if you don't.
Yeah, they'll be
We
in all kind of stuff, child.
we have a question for Sean in the chat.
What question is that? Oh, okay. Sean, have you ever dated a messy woman?
No, no, not that I knew of.
Well, I was about to say, how many have you made it to their residence? But I won't ask that.
Well, obviously, all my serious relationships I have. Yeah, I guess I'm strategic and smart because um, I've always been in serious relationships with women who are much more organized than me because that's just not my ministry. You know, I'll pay somebody to do it before I do it myself. So, you know, I've always been smart to settle down with. Now, maybe I dated a few and we just never made it to see what her place looked like. You know, and if it did look like that, I didn't know it. You know, so there's that.
Imagine Abby coming over there. Abby gonna get the judges. She be like, girl.
She'll start lifting her paw like, yeah. She's like, ooh, I don't. She's like, take me home.
Abby made tinkle.
She'll start whining.
Abby made tinkle on some of the clothes in the pile in the corner. So I thought it was a dirty pile.
She would never do that. She would just be very uncomfortable.
That lady had the nerve to tell that man to take his shoes off. I was like, ma'am, I need to put my shoes on. Are you serious right now? No. No. That is one thing. Okay, so fun fact about me. One, I grew up in a house where my daddy, like I said, is a bit of a hoarder, and he leaves things fall, tools, everything, all this stuff. It is dangerous to walk in that house. I'm gonna tell you now. Never come to my parents' house and think you're gonna take your shoes off. I tell you now, it might be a danger. You might see clear floors, but there be hidden things there that you will step on. So do not do it. If I come to your house, there's very few houses that I go to and I take my shoes off. My auntie is one of them houses because I just know she keep her house immaculate. So I can respectfully take them shoes off. But if I walk through your house and I see stuff no, you better have another pair of shoes. You better have some indoor shoes for me to walk in. Okay, I keep indoor shoes for people. You better have some indoor shoes for me to walk in. I am not coming through your house. Girl, you got a danger. You a battlefield. You got landmines everywhere. No, no, ma'am. No. Take your shoes off. Girl, you disrespectful. Don't disrespect my socks. What the hell? And my socks were black at the bottom and they was white. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No. Will not do it. Trey said, God bless you. He have not been that fortunate.
Oh man, I feel bad for you, bro. Yeah, but I'm just picky, so maybe that's it. Because if I get the sign that something ain't right, it's a dunzo.
Now, do y'all look at? Okay, so I'm going back to kind of boomerang with this because remember how Eddie Murphy checked the feet to see if she's
Mm-hmm.
clean women. Do y'all look at the way she keep her place as you might be a less than clean woman?
Because there's a couple of different things. Again, I'm not like a neat freak, but I'm not. I would never have anybody over my house and it looks like chaotic, right? And if you just have a little, organized chaos, far be it for me to judge, especially depending. I'm from the Metro New York, New York City area, so sometimes we don't have a lot of large spaces, so you can accumulate things and not necessarily have the storage and the space to put them. That's one thing. But if you got bags all over your place and you don't know one thing from the next and I can't even see your bed, yeah, I think it's it's a negative.
And for a military man like him,
Child, imagine if Garrett or Taylor came over to the house. Because baby Taylor had name tags on her daggone clothes in the closet, child. She would have a whole fit.
Oh yeah, she would have passed out. But back to the shoes, Jay. Yeah, when you ever come to visit me, you gotta take your shoes off. You know. Now, especially with me, when I had a house, I wasn't as strict with it.
Mm-hmm.
But having an apartment, yeah, it's no shoes because it's all open. I'm walking around here with no shoes on. So I don't want anybody else with their shoes dragging all their dirt all around the dirt from the bottom of their shoes all around my house, you know.
Oh,
So
let me tell you now, if I come to your house, I'm gonna have some house shoes, okay? Because yeah, I got a pair right now that ain't touched the floor yet. They'll be packed in a bag if I ever come over, baby. Because
oh Lord.
I,
You
I just
can't wear socks?
no, because the socks you and I don't know what kind of hair. I just feel like the socks pick up stuff, and then my feet are very sensitive, Sean. I don't like feel I could feel like crazy things. Sometimes I feel stuff through my shoes. That's just like if I step on a pebble through my shoes, I can feel that through my shoes. That's how sensitive my feet are.
There
So
will be there will be no pebble, no grit, no
your
grime.
house got, like I say, it got to be clean. I ain't gonna say
Yeah,
immaculate,
always.
but it got to be clean, clean for me to
Of
really do
course.
it.
Yeah,
But
any
yeah,
guest. And then I have rugs. I have
don't
area
you just
rugs and
don't you
wood
get the
floors.
little socks that go over the shoes? Like stop
Oh, I have
torturing people.
those. Like when people come to do work in the house, like if the maintenance man or stuff like that come to do that, then I have the little booties for them.
Hmm. But like even my auntie, she know I literally pack a pair of shoes that I like here at this house. These right here, these my Birkins, they up in, I mean my Brookstocks, but these are literal girl child. I don't forget my Birkenstocks. They literally don't go outside. They are for the house. I got another pair of shoes at the door for when I go outside in the backyard or go to move the car or whatever and stuff like that. These shoes don't go outside. They stay in the house. Like it's a thing too. I get you, Sean, because it's a thing with the cats. And we try not to transfer too much stuff inside the house because they don't go outside. So unfortunately, Bambi is out there and she's collecting all the dirt for everybody. So there's that. Goddamn Bambi. But yeah, we're gonna have to work out a deal, Sean, or I'll see you at the hotel.
Even Abby's paws get a full wipe down when she comes in from the outside. I have my little pet wipes. She knows the routine. She stops right at the front,
Mm-hmm.
wipe her paws down, wipe her little hiney.
Do you ever try the shoes? Bambi was too small for the shoes.
Yeah, I've given her like boots for outside too, but she kicks them. She kicks them off. She starts spinning her legs. It's the funniest thing. By the time we don't even get out the front door of my building, and like at least two shoes are off.
Oh, V said she pulling up in the kitten heels, and you gonna let her in?
You're not.
With
You're
the
not.
toe
You,
cleavage, with
you,
the toe cleavage.
you're not scratching up my floor with them kitten heels.
You're not gonna mess up Sean's deposit.
You will not. You take them shoes right off at the door. I have a little section. It's so nice. You could when Seaway visited. That's it. She took her
Yeah,
little shoes off. There's a little section at the front door. She had her socks on. That's it.
you
I
damn
don't
right.
know what.
I am the princess and the pig, child. I do not. I tell you, I don't know. I actually need to start walking barefoot again more and feeling the ground of the earth. But obviously the ground and the earth is mad at the rest of the world. So I don't want none parts of it. Okay. The earth is done with y'all. I don't want no parts of it. My connection might soothe the earth back, but yeah, y'all done disrupted the earth's peace and the earth is not happy. Child.
Too funny. Sometimes when my mom visits, she brings her slippers.
Mm-hmm.
Either she'll be like, "Give me some socks," or she remembers she brings her slippers.
It's just I grown up in with family members that are hoarders and all type of things, and it's just yeah, for me it's kind of a safety, and then it'd be feeling weird to walk around without. I don't know. I have my weird kinks is I don't like stuff under my feet or water hitting my feet without my whole ankle getting wet. So I just yeah. I keep my petties princessed out, as you want to say. Okay. I'm a passenger princess. I want to put my feet on the rug of your car. But not on your floor. No, no. No, I'm just playing. Don't look at me crazy, as Elle said, child. I don't take my shoes off there either. You gotta have like a Maybach or something like that for me to get them shoes off. No. I don't
Fresh
know why
off the line. Fresh
Help your
off
friend,
the
I'll
line.
say.
fresh.
Help
No
your
passengers
friend.
over there. No passengers over there. I'm the only passenger.
Are you sure? Anyway, let me leave that
I better
alone.
be. I better be.
Okay.
I better be. And damn it. I better be because it's better be mine. Shit, I ain't trying to ride in nobody else. I'm gonna be on my own. The hell? With a driver. Anywho, moving on. Will they make it? We don't know. We'll find out. Carrying on. Who do I go to next? You know what? Since they ain't gonna be here long, we might as well get them out the way because I don't think they're gonna be much longer than this. And this might have been their last episodes, maybe. And it should be the last episodes. I don't know if it is, because after Kojo's little, let me not say little, his video earlier, it sounded like some people were still trying to work out some kinks in this relationships or whatever. But also, y'all go watch that video if y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Monica has spoken out to how she came across the text messages. All right. Anywho, I don't know who had high hopes for them after we could continuously watch Monica carry on the way she did and act a whole fool. This man, she had to tell him about the flowers, and guess what he did? He said, "Let me go ahead and get you some petrified flowers that you can petrify yourself in some glass." And they will last you forever. But you know what? I was like, this is a really nice gesture. This is a really nice thing he is doing for her. I was not mad at it. You know, of course, she still had to make a competition out of it, ask the lady who was better, and then got disappointed there, and then got the consolation prize. Only to find out that she is the consolation prize in his life. Okay, baby. Because my man said, you gonna keep treating me like I didn't tell you in the pods that the person that I last was about to cheat on, I emotionally cheated on. I didn't feel like I was good enough for them. And guess what? The cycle repeats itself because the way you kept making this fan feel, and I'm not gonna blame this all on Monica because he a grown ass man, he gonna do what he wanna do. However, I can see him feeling less than anything the way she kept carrying on about him. I don't want nobody that fears me. I don't trust people that fear me. You know, fear makes people do crazy, mysterious, weird things and stuff. And I don't want you. First of all, I don't want you walking on eggshells for me. That's another thing. I don't want you walking on eggshells, and I also don't want you worshiping me. Don't worship the ground I walk on, and do not walk on eggshells for me. Be you. Just be you, and let me figure out if I like that. If I don't like it, that's fine. You didn't lose nothing. You didn't lose yourself in the process, and I didn't lose nothing. But sir, how the hell you sleeping drunk in your sleep? Drunk tested in your sleep? How the hell is you drunk tested in your sleep? If you was at a sleep test, how are you first of all being there drunk? Because you supposed to be there. What? Say what? I don't know. I ain't never did a sleep test before. I don't know if they allow you to drink before you do it, but
They don't. If they know you're drunk, they won't even hook you up to the monitors.
And I guess you text out. I guess when they hooked you up, you realize that you text out your sleep. You know, some people night snack. Some people snack out they sleep, but I guess Steven is a texter. Sleep. The lies we tell. I don't care what y'all say. I'm gonna say this now. I think Steven intentionally did this to get out this daggone relationship, because the way he exits so damn fast, he was like, "Well, I did it, and you know what? You don't have to sit here and hey, you know what? I'm just gonna exit. I'm gonna just exit out this situation now. Okay, you seem pissed. I'm gonna leave. Yeah, I did what I did, and I'm out. I think he did this shit on purpose. Personally, I think it's effed up that he did whatever he did both ways, on purpose, not on purpose, or whatever and stuff like that. But I think he actually did this to get out this situation with this lady. Like, let me go ahead and give you your worst nightmare is me talking to some other lady. Because first of all, I get what she wants to say, that he had went to the bathroom and left his phone. But sir, you have a lock on your phone. I'm sure you know how to use a lock on your phone, even though this lady, you should be trusting this lady not to go through your phone. You got a lock. You knew how to erase them messages afterwards. You know how to erase them real quick afterwards. You got an erase button, okay? You even got a secure folder on most of these phones. In case some people don't want to know, they got a secure folder that has a passcode, so you can leave the rest of your phone open if you want to, and you can lock that part. That's up to you, you know. But if you're going to be doing some stuff, you know the number one rule is never leave your phone up and unlocked and then go into a whole nother room. So I'm at the belief that this man has done this on purpose. And yes, I agree. Kaiser still say he's a deaf boy. A very terrible one, but he is one. What are y'all thoughts?
Well, I agree with you. Rule number one in hide and go seek is you put the phone face down. Even if it's lit up, face down. Or take the phone with you. But definitely face down. So knowing how she found out too was very interesting. Because Monica too went to search and destroy. Her searching destroyed everything, or maybe just revealed everything. And I'm glad Taylor was definitely there. I'm glad she had some support, because Monica was really, really hurt by it. But he just was like, "Yeah, I'm bad. Yeah, I'm gonna take it. Yeah, and I'm gonna go." So that was really suspicious that he was like, "Yeah," and leave, doing the same thing he said in the pods that he did before. Dude, no originality. No originality. Oh my gosh. I was like, everything, when I look back, everything that Steven would have a conversation and his talk would take a left turn, it was always in a very intimate nature. Always he went in that direction. So I'm like, Steven, you're not no offense, you're not a teenager where it's always on your mind. You're a grown up. You have a job. You have a trade. You work. There are other things that could be on your mind. Give it a rest a little bit. Everything you spew goes in that direction. I totally understand the whole flowers, flowers, flowers. I'm sick of hearing about these flowers. So let me get you not only to pick your own bouquet, because he ain't slick with that with me. She had to go pick her own flowers, made her own bouquet, make her own preserve, and it's like, it'll last forever. Here you go. Don't ask me about flowers, just look over there. Your flowers are hanging over there. I don't even know if he knew that even existed, or did production tell him? Did he go ask? Because it's not given. The guy who is enamored with a breakfast nook would love or know about, preserving of these flowers, because that was a wonderful little workshop. But yeah, Stephen ran out of there real fast, and it was real fast. So did he have his bags packed, or was he coming back for his bags later?
He was supposed to be packing. That's why he was still in there.
Okay. But then we didn't really come back from Mexico, but a hot second. So maybe he didn't unpack. I don't know. But he will be certainly skedaddling back to his place that does not have a breakfast nook. Okay.
Sean, you there?
I'm here.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure Elsa was done before I interjected my little 2 cents. Yeah, you know, I wish Kojo was here so he can do his dusting and cleaning routine, because Steven is a one big bag of dust. Just dust, exactly. Just he's like Lionel from Charlie Brown, just like walking with a cloud of dust following him everywhere on multiple fronts. Trash behavior, and ain't got himself together financially. Talking about he lost his job. When were you waiting to tell us this? You know? So I think he knew all along, and he's just playing. Which, you know, I think he talking about, oh boy, I hope I don't have to get, am I gonna have to get Kate Spade bags, sir? Please cut the crap. Cut the crap. That is not fancy. He doesn't look like he's, from a remote part of the country where he has no access to know what things are. And it's not to say everybody knows about designers and things like that, and everybody has to value those things. No, I don't think that's my point. But I just think he's playing clueless, for a reason, because he knows a whole heck of a lot about all these various kinks that he's in. So, into rather, so and a lot of these things ain't cheap. You know, all the stuff he wants to be into sounds like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I feel bad for Monica. On the other hand, I do feel like, that race conversation that they had in the pods told me everything I needed to know about her. And I think that, there are a population of people who feel like proximity to whiteness makes them feel better. And that's an unfortunate thing. And I feel like Monica might fall into that category where she didn't know what box she was supposed to check off. I understand being, having multiple backgrounds and things like that. But when she looks in the mirror, I would hope that she is not confused at which box to check off when she is asked. So, and if that is really truly the case, I think that's why she thought she was getting herself a white king with Steven, and that's not what she got at all. And really, I'm about sick of him in this 1/3, 20%, whatever part African, Nigerian, whatever part DNA they supposedly uncovered in his background. Bro, you're white, okay? Yeah, you might have that heritage, but please let's not play this game. You're a grown adult man and you've lived a white experience. So please, please, please don't try to start the cultural appropriation. I cringed when he told her about, oh, you wore your black woman head rag. Yeah, I think he just needs to slow down. And I think sometimes when white people, they get a little proximity to the culture, they just take it too far. You just slow down, bro. Slow down. You just found out through your ancestry.com you're still a white man, okay? You're still a white man, all right? This is not your black card entry for you to just go full throttle. So that's my opinion.
Yeah. Listen, I don't wish somebody to cheat on Monica. I'm going to say this, though, ma'am. You can't be out here thinking that you're better than your partner. You can't be out here being all snobbish and bossing your partner around the way that you had did Steven or whatnot. Because when a person is a good person, they're going to leave you. They're going to leave you. They're not going to stand for all that, because when a good person has good boundaries and all that stuff like that, you're going to definitely cross them. Now, I understand this man allows you to cross them in every which way, but unfortunately, you need to not practice that type of behavior, because once it come up with that good person, that good man that you're looking for, he going to leave you and you ain't going to have him anymore. So, man, practice being nice to people regardless of them. If you decide that you're going to entertain them, politely entertain them. You ain't got to be nasty to a person. Otherwise, just let it be. Let it be. Now you got this fool up here embarrassing you on TV, and it almost looked like you partially deserve some of it. And I don't want to even say that for you, because I don't think you deserved anything that he did or whatever. If this man got kinks, this man had kinks before he came on the show. That's why he was over here making all these side comments to Garrett and decided to tell Taylor and all this stuff, trying to act like it was Garrett that's going to say, no, sir, that was you that was worried about this lady that you've been talking to prior to coming on to the show. And listen, you were single. You were single, you didn't know you was gonna get picked up. And a lot of y'all don't even know y'all gonna get picked up. You just gotta run with it, like, baby, listen, she gonna tell you that I was talking, but I stopped talking to her once we got to these pods. Because that's where you should have stopped talking to that lady, but you didn't. Now, I understand where you're coming from when you try to tell Monica, listen, part of the reason I started back talking to this lady is because the way you was treating me. That is part of it. But, sir, you wanted to, because you was waiting. That lady ain't never left your daggone phone. She was never deleted from your phone or whatever. She was always a backup. So don't sit here and try to act like that is all Monica's fault. You was looking for a reason to call that lady like she was looking through your phone to find why she should leave. Okay? And Monica, don't get up on this goddamn platform trying to tell me that, oh, Taylor had group checks the whole group and said they was making cookies and his phone lit up. So I looked at his phone. She texted everybody, ma'am, you got your own text. Did she text you and say, go through Steven's phone? And then on top of it, when Coach read the thing, how is she in the room to tell you what else she said or whatever, stuff like that? Like 5 minutes later, how does she know 5 minutes later? Child, 5 minutes later, you should still be going through the phone. The hell? Hey, now, I am one of them people that I have to wean myself off of when I get them inclinations in my system and I can't sleep at night, not to go through people's phone. I am one of them people, okay? I get you on that. But we're going to be honest about it, okay? Because when my gut tells me to go through the phone, my gut going to tell me to go through the phone. And I'm going to tell you, my gut said go through that phone. And guess what? My gut was right. Found what I needed to find. Now, if you don't plan on doing nothing with the information you found, meaning, i.e., you're going to try to give this man another chance later on, well, you could have kept all that information to your damn self. We don't need to know none of this. But if you plan on making a move with that information, do what you will. Because if you seek, you shall find. Now, you cannot continue to have this behavior going down forth with the new people in your life. You're going to have to find some security in yourself that you can trust somebody that you have potential to be your husband. Okay, he does not need to give you your passwords. Y'all do not need to exchange passwords and start going through that, because that does not help you with trust. All right. If your gut is telling you something, listen to your gut before we decide we're going to go down the aisles with people. Now, I don't know when your gut decide that you want to listen to it after your daddy whispered in your ear on the phone. Why y'all be whispering? The hell y'all? Why do y'all be whispering? I don't know if it's when your daddy decide to whisper with you on the phone and say, don't trust this man or whatever. But ma'am, don't get on this thing and lie to me and tell me that the phone just beeped and I decided to look over and I seen this lady's name on there and it just said, yeah. And so I said, yeah, let me open it up. Child, your gut told you don't trust this man. He was somewhere last night, and your insecurities from the past creeped up. And guess what? We opened the phone and we found what we needed to find. And so he is gone. And I hope he stays that way. Okay. Move on with your life, ma'am. Hey, Seaway.
Hey, y'all. I know I'm late. How many people y'all done went through?
Everybody, we only got one more left. Don't worry. It's your favorite couple.
Oh, okay.
Don't we have 2 more left?
Oh, we still got 2 more? Oh, yeah. We have Nick and Hannah, and we have Tyler and Ashley. So, yeah, we got 2 more. But what's your thoughts on Steven and Monica?
Oh, where you going, Mark?
Wait, hold on. Before you go, she divested. Seaway, Monica divested.
Monica divested with the first white man she could find. That's not how that works. You don't want to divest with the first he ain't even fully white. So did she really divest? But
don't you even start that foolishness. That is
trying to use that 1/3. 3/5 of a man is not a man according to the government.
Well, he got a lot of features on him. He got some features on him, so I don't know. Call it what you want, but yeah, they're gonna call me a featurist next, so I ain't gonna say what I want to say. But yeah, he got some features to him, so he got something in him. I'm glad they finally told him the truth. I do not think he's lying about that at all. But what I do think is the fact that he did this on purpose. I know we talking about her and her line and her pretending that it was some grand plan, the scheme that Todd set up to go through the phone. No, I think she didn't trust him as she shouldn't, but he got caught on purpose. I don't know if y'all ever had an ex to do that. I had one that did that to me. They literally do something so bad so you break up with them. You see how happy he was to go? He was ready to go. He had his stuff at the door. Is there another pen? This is dead. Yeah,
he was all night instead of sleeping. He was packing.
Yeah, he did that on purpose. Hey V, hey to go to Africa. Yeah, he did that on purpose. So, I think he had decided. Thank you. The moment he decided that he was gonna do that or set himself up to leave was when, well, I think he was having questions and doubts when he started talking that talk about, he don't know about the owl and, it's a lot of pressure. And then when she decided to say, hey, this dude is over here with, waffling, I'm going to withhold because you're not going to be bending me all sideways. And you wishy-washy about me, which I thought that was a good decision. And when then she said that's when he was like, that's it. I'm going to set myself up to get caught. This wasn't an accidental. He wanted to get caught.
Had to want to get caught. He a repeat offender.
Yeah. I think he had the best intentions when he went in the pod. I do think maybe he thought that he could free himself from his kink and cheating ways. I think he really prayed that he would be able to free himself from that. I think he did realize quickly that he is not reformed. He's not delivered. And, he can't be helped. Yeah. I think he did have the best of intentions for sure. But I just don't think it worked out for him. Honestly, when I was looking at him out there, I'm like, he needs to go to a rehab or something. Yeah. Because he knew they weren't equally yoked. They weren't equally yoked financially, kink-wise, future-wise. I mean, she literally picked the first quasi-white man that she could find, and you see where that got her. So that's what I think.
They said, pledge all legend green light. I'm ready to go right now.
He has problems. He really had a problem. And it was beyond just cheating. He was inappropriate. I mean, even the stuff that he was saying, cheating is the least of it, honestly. The stuff that he was saying at the parties, she wasn't going to be able to take him nowhere. He really did her a service.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, he been trying to talk his way out of this for a little while. And I think it was her hitting him over the head with the flowers. He like, okay, lady, I'm just not. I'm gonna move on to somebody that is less demanding and only wants the kinks that I'm willing to give.
Yeah, he had all kinks, no money. What's the point of that? And I hope y'all talk about the fact that Tyler ain't got no job either, because Tyler,
we calm down. I just told you we got 2 more people left. We getting there.
Wait, I thought you said who you got left.
We got Tyler and Ashley, and we still got Hannah and Nick.
Oh, but you covered Tim and Alex.
Mm-hmm. You want to talk? Go give your spiel, because I know you want to hate on Tim somehow.
No, I'm not even gonna hate on Tim today. Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. I gave
Jay, I need you to get that.
I'm gonna put it up. I'm gonna get it.
Please, that is my favorite.
Let me tell you, as a resident person who is not dirty but can be a little like I don't know, junky sometimes with my clothes and stuff. Let me tell you, even me, it would be a cold day and a hot day or cold day and HE double hockey sticks before I ever allow a new husband, new boyfriend, new fiance to pull up in my house with it looking like that. And I darn sure wouldn't be on national TV with my house looking like that. And to me, not even as a woman, as a person, you allowing a new person into your house like that show me everything that I needed to know about her. She doesn't give a F. She's not going to give a F. She don't think nothing about him, and she don't think nothing about herself. The stuff I said about Tim still stands. I still think he's sassy with them ankles out, and I don't think he's a catch, but I think she may be worse. She's worse. At least he had the common sense and decency to try to put on a good show for himself, his own character, and then for her. He put a lot of pride in showing her his house to her, you know, like a lot of pride in just like the relationship. She seems like she doesn't have no pride in herself, no pride in her house. She could have called Molly the maid to fold them clothes up and put it in a closet somewhere. She didn't even need to put it up. She could have called Molly. Molly would have folded them clothes and put them in a closet until she had time to deal with it. Honestly, let me tell you, if I was Ramses, I would have ran at that mama and Ramses. And if I was Tim, I would have ran at that house. Because to me, if you know you got a camera crew coming and you allow a camera crew to come to your house like that, you don't care. You don't care about me, and you don't care about yourself. So no, I don't have nothing for Tim. I actually feel bad for Tim. When I saw that episode, I said, you know what? Tim got his problems, but they don't match him with the absolute slob who don't care. That's why I'm not surprised the future episode showed that she went to sleep with the in-law. She don't care. She doesn't care. So there y'all go. I ain't got nothing for Tim today.
Praise him. We had a discussion. Let's ask your opinion. We talked about the no shoes in the house. Now, if I remember correctly, that's not a rule you have for yourself. But how do you feel about going to people's places that require you to not wear shoes?
Internally, I'm always extremely annoyed when people make me take my shoes off at their house unless they have carpet or white carpet. But do I respect it? Always. I always respect it. Am I internally annoyed? Yes, especially when they don't provide footies and socks and stuff, you know, at the door. So my feet ain't cold, you know. Now, if you provide me a little footy situation at the door, then, don't really bother me much. But either way, whether you make me comfortable or not comfortable, I'm going to respect it. Now, will I think twice about coming back to your house unless I got some footies on? And I know you ain't got no footies. Now, on the back end, I may not come back because now you're inconveniencing me, especially when you ain't got carpet. But, yeah. What did y'all say? That's how
Was you annoyed with me?
I was so tired, honestly. And the way you be with the house shoes and the airport shoes, I expected it. So I don't even think I was annoyed because I expected it. I expected nothing less.
Ooh, let's not trigger ourselves with the airport shoes. Let's not go wrong road. Wrong road.
I think if you're prepared for that, then it's fine. I was like, I already knew you would. I already knew. So I don't think I thought about it. But like, you know, when you're not prepared and then you walk up to somebody's house and they like take off your shoes, but they got hardwood floors and they ain't got no carpet and they ain't got no white stuff. And I just like, dang, where the foot socks at? Need you to go to Target, go to Walmart, get those cute little foot socks. Give me some foot socks.
Did you leave with the bottom of your socks dusty and dirty? Because Jay said she don't even wear socks. She was gonna wear house shoes at the least. She said, "Don't tell her to take her shoes off. She ain't walking with socks. It's shoes only."
Yeah, I mean, if I ain't got no, especially if I came in with flip flops and you're telling me to take off my shoes. Now, if it was raining outside or if it's snowing outside, or you know, I got some combat boots and I know I walk through dirt, I'm gonna take my shoes off before you have to tell me. I'm not gonna truck that through nobody's house. But you know, if all I had was some little Old Navy flip flops and you talk about take off your shoes, well, why?
Yeah, provide me
Ain't nothing on the bottom of my feet.
I mean, I'll come down to the socks, but I really don't, because at the end of the day, I got to put my socks inside my shoe, and I just all that stuff build up. Like I'm just real particular. That's all. Like stuff be building up at the bottom of your sock. Now it's all in your shoe, and now you still walking on it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I just be like.
Well, what did y'all say? I'm assuming y'all don't like that, except for Sean, because I know his policy.
I'm the same way. I kind of respect it or whatever and stuff. Like I have literally shoes that I just have for the inside house. I have travel shoes that I carry just for people like my auntie's house, because she's the same way. That is all shoes off, no matter who you are. And so I have inside shoes for her house. So I respect people's house. It's just that I just got to know that you have a clean house for me to really go there without wanting to have shoes. Like I need to know you're clean people. So there's few houses I do it for, and there's some houses I would never do it for.
Yeah, and that's another thing. I think some people don't even be keeping a clean house, and they be talking about some take your shoes off for kicks and giggles. And it's like, are you trying to convince me that you clean? Talk about take your shoes off at the door. Please. This house better be spotless. You talk about me take my shoes off at the door. But Sean's house was clean, so.
Thank you. I was waiting for some type of validation over here.
And I think wasn't your sofa white or something? I can't remember. It was some light color. So
I have a white area rug in the
room. Yeah, something was white. Yeah. Yeah. So, but in my own house, I have a basket of foot socks at the door because I love my own foot socks. So I really don't walk around my house with shoes really, because I just love my little footies. So I mean, I wouldn't require it of anybody, but I love walking around the house with foot socks because it's more comfortable, you know. So
I know I have some other socks that has like a little grip or whatever at the bottom too that I will wear. Like I will bring them with me. So I can have them at, like, if I know you're in one of those houses, I would bring those. I have these. Like, I literally buy stuff for these moments for walking around the house. So I have like these right here that you can see that clearly they don't get walked around on the floor much or whatever and stuff. So I would bring those respectfully to your house if you let me know this is a shoeless house. But if I know your house is just like a filthy mess, a hoarder house, what's the point of me taking my shoes off? Your floors is clearly dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't sit here and tell me to take my stuff off now when you got certain carpet and all that. Because I've been to places where they got light carpet and people attract the dirt all over them people carpet, and I see what they do, and it's just like, oh, look at your carpet now. If you one of them houses, yeah, my shoes is never coming off. I don't care how light your carpet is or whatever stuff. If your carpet is already filthy dirty, don't ask me. But if you got a white carpet, white rug or whatever, I'm gonna respect it. Because I'm not about to play cleaner's fee.
But Jay, you're assuming that her floor is dirty. We can't see the floor.
Exactly, it's dirty. If I can't see it, it's dirty. Because you can't see it to clean it. So what the hell? It's dirty. I don't know what's running around and crawling.
Who asked him to take off her shoes? Did she ask him to take his shoes off?
Yes.
Oh my God. I didn't even hear that. Did she really?
I think he asked and she said yes.
Yep.
Yeah, he asked and she said yes.
She should have said, "No, you good, because I got to get this whole place clean. Don't worry about it today."
And his foot was shaking the whole time when they were sitting. His
His
nervous
legs were
system was
shaking.
shot. Exactly.
His legs were shaking on the couch.
Was bad, poor man.
He looked absolutely disgusted by her.
He didn't want to touch that couch.
I felt
guess
so bad
Alex
for that
is
man.
like, you know, my house is clean, but my, you know, my other stuff must be fresh because, you know, they was getting into it. So, hey, listen.
You know how bad Alex had to be these last 3 episodes for me to feel bad for Tim? I really didn't think that was going to happen, but I really just, you know, free Tim at this point. Free that man. This lady is very unserious. She's very, very unserious.
Anywho, my time is ticking, y'all. So let me move on to these next two because we got a lot to talk about between these two. Okay, we're gonna get into our next problematic couple, and that's Nick and Hannah. Okay, we're gonna say the good one for last. But Nick and Hannah, how y'all feel about them?
I can't believe that's the Hannah mama that was locking up the snacks. I can't believe that that's the same woman.
Wait, why? Why do you say that?
It just, they had a very, you know, nice, open conversation. I believe the daddy locked up the snacks. Now, even though he was nice and polite, I could kind of see the undercurrent of, you know, I'm gonna have it my way. But I was looking at the mom, I'm like, are you stepmama or are you really mama?
Because both of her parents were nice looking. So I was actually trying to wonder that.
I think that's the stepmom. I think it's the stepmom. She kind of low-key mentioned it, but maybe she wasn't raised by her mom, and that woman kind of stepped in. Because, yeah. And they have a little baby boy, too.
Right. That's what I was saying with Hannah, her other brother, and the youngest one. I'm like, okay, there's a wide gap between Hannah's older brother and younger brother. Is this the same mama that locked up the snacks? Because I was really looking for something else. Hannah, you know, Sean and I had our tussle, so I'll be nice to him tonight. That whole saying that your significant other is not financially intelligent, even if you think so, that's not what you say to the person you wish to build a life with. You know, you got to be a helpmate. You got to be a helpmate. He got to help you. You got to help him too. I'm not saying he shouldn't know certain things, but when I was having a discussion with some friends, it's like, if he was playing in football all that time, they don't have 401ks. They don't know that, you know, he hasn't had a regular job. He's been playing football all over the world. And it's like, his level of acumen financially, I don't think it would be there. Some people it would be, but not with Nick. But I find it very odd too with the family that her brother had to meet with them separately from the parents. So is this stepmom not accepting of the brother? It's just so much of her family dynamic that I didn't understand. And now I know where Nick gets his little Rico Suave from. Mama's Latino roots, that's where Nick gets it from. Definitely. But no, that's Hannah, just be gentle. I mean, you're hard on yourself and you're hard on him. Find your happy place. I'm done.
Seaway.
Okay, I'm sorry. Hannah, to the locking up of the snacks first. Sometimes it's okay to lock up these god dog snacks. So let's start there. I had to tell my mama when she had picked up a lot of weight this year that we was locking up the snacks too. And she now thanks me for it. Sometimes people that love you the most are gonna lock up those snacks when they see that you're eating your life away. So no tears for locking up some snacks. Some people just need to appreciate that somebody cared about them. Because now look at her. Now she on Ozempic. She done lost 3 people. And, yeah, anyway, let me move on. Hannah is a bully. Hannah is mean. Hannah don't like herself, and so she treats other people bad. Hannah uses what she has over people to put people down. And honestly, it's not okay to lock up snacks. Okay, well then be big. Let your back get big. That's up to you. Hannah is one of those people who uses what she has over people, which is, maybe her financial security, whatever, to put him down. And I think the problem is that two things can be true at the same time. He is kind of a boy child. He doesn't seem very, pretty much ready for prime time. But what I would have respected is if she would just say, hey, I need a man that is, kind of where I'm at in life, more financially aware, and just where we can be more equally yoked on that level. And so this is just not going to work. But when you know all these things about him, and then you stay with him and then just keep putting him down and then belittling him in public and belittling him in front of people, I just thought that was really, really nasty. And I know a lot of people had like mixed opinions about that, but my heart hurt when I saw the way she was talking to him. Like, just because you're better at something than somebody doesn't give you the right to belittle a human and put them down the way she was, because he doesn't know this and he doesn't know that. Like, if you guys are supposed to help each other and you supposed to help each other grow, there's ways to say, hey, these are stocks. Oh, and he mentioned sports betting. And then you could be like, okay, well, they're different than sports betting because, it's just the way she says it. Like, she tried to explain it that stocks are low risk and sports betting were high risk, but she explained it in a very like condescending tone. And again, there is nothing wrong with Hannah not wanting to be with a man that she feels like she's going to have to teach life to. It is a-okay for her to be like, I want a man that already has these basic skills. I don't want to have to be teaching my man, the things that, like this, like, the basic skills of life. But she needs to make that decision and stand on that decision. It's not nice to put somebody down the way she did. And he's been very transparent about his inadequacies. And another thing, I think a lot of people who have a hard life, like that hurt people, get mad that other people didn't struggle the way they did. She mad that somebody that he's on his parents' phone bill, but you got kicked out at 18 and you've been paying your own phone bill. Well, okay, boo-hoo for you. His family's still paying his phone bill, so you mad? I don't know. Her whole demeanor, again, he's a grown man. What he needs to be is out of that basement. F that phone bill. He needs to be out of that basement. But her anger towards his phone bill seemed more like it had more of a jealous spirit than like, hey, you need to be more responsible. Because his parents paying his phone bill is the least of his problems. He needs to be on his own. He needs to have financial literacy. He needs to take life seriously. But yeah, that's my TED Talk. I don't like Hannah. I think she's a very, very nasty, nasty girl. Very, very mean. So
mean and nasty. Come on, Sean.
So nasty and so rude.
So rude.
So nasty and so rude.
Shout out to Sick Nene Leaks.
Exactly. That's another one we gotta get. Oh, well, listen, COA had me dying with her big back synopsis with the snacks. So, um, you're gonna see me on a little bit on the other side of this. I do agree. I just want to say with Sid and Seaway about Hannah's delivery. I think her delivery is horrific. I think that she does talk down to Nick, and then um, even her reaction when she saw him after the pods. But one thing, I'm trying to avoid is trying to humble a woman. So I won't. But what I will do is I'm gonna check this dude. And I just think he is overly coddled. And I think He is a mama's boy, and he's got a lot of growing up to do before he's ready to be Hannah or anybody's husband. I think he is ill-equipped and not in a position to be able to co-manage a household. And it's likely that he would stress any woman out and that he's going to be in a relationship with, especially if he can't figure out how to boil some water for some pasta. I'm sorry. And I really, sorry, I don't believe all his long-winded exaggerations about his career in the NFL. Well, not the NFL. He was in another league outside of the NFL. I really am not buying it because Nick has proven to be a big over exaggerator, and how he described himself, and all the girls, was like he always says the right things, and that's why a lot of the women started to veer away from him in the pods. And Hannah stayed along with him because she was too busy trying to figure out what he looked like, and football got her attention because she's used to dating football players, and she thought if he was a football player that means that he would be bigger in stature than her. So listen, when you play stupid games you get stupid prizes, but I still think Nick ain't ready. He needs to grow up a little bit. I'm with Seaway. He needs to get up out his mama's basement, figure it out. He's in real estate now, so find himself a nice little apartment and learn how to manage a household by himself with himself before you start co-managing a household with somebody else. I think that's very, especially when he's so super coddled by his mom, and she even low-key admitted to it. It's going to be very hard for him to be in a relationship with somebody else when he still hasn't fully developed a relationship with himself.
So I'm gonna take a different approach from all of y'all. I'm gonna go straight to the parents because these two are the youngest on the cast. These two are the youngest of the cast. Hannah, if that is not her mama, she act just like that lady. She not too far from that lady because that lady sat there and said, "Some days I don't even like this man," out loud in front of him, all this stuff like that, and was very like candid about it. Like it's a process or whatever. She is straightforward. I don't know if this is not her real mom or not. I feel like it is or whatever. I feel like this is the same person, and I feel like this is who Hannah aspires to be like, is her mom. To be just direct or whatever and have a man that just is okay with it. He doesn't be bothered by it or whatever. However, my problem with Hannah in that is I really be hating that the most sensitive people like to be the ones that talk the most ish. You cannot be sensitive and be an ish talker at the same time. Like you're gonna have to stand on, we gonna talk this ish together and we just gonna move on. Okay. Now sometimes the ish talk can get a little personal, and then we gotta be like, are you for real? Or are you really just talking ish right now? Because what we doing? I get it. But if you want to tell jokes and throw slander at people, don't be mad when they get their little kiki in back at you. Okay. That whole thing with Nick at the house when the brother came by and she was all in her feelings because he spoke the truth. Half of you unemployed. You voluntarily unemployed. You didn't just get dismissed. You volunteered to do this. So if you want to be at home wiping away your depressions by cleaning baseboards with paper towels, well, do your thing, ma'am. Do your daggone thing, okay? Sometimes we gotta do what we gotta do to keep our mind occupied while we sitting at home from a job. But you volunteer for this, so don't get mad when he gets his little lick in, because you've been taking shots all day long. Okay? But I see you get it from your mama. And your brother not too far from the tree. He just scared of you. I think that's the problem. Hannah is used to being the scary one out of the bunch. The mom does give me the more dominant one of the bunch. And this is why I said earlier, before you and Seaway came on, Sean, is the parent dynamic is a good thing to see, because both of these kids have both of their parents, but you see how certain dynamics in the family shape your child. The mom clearly runs. Both of their moms actually run a type ship. They both actually just run it differently. His mom runs it out more out of love, and hers running out of survival. So I don't really know what the background on why they treat their child the way they do, why they pushed her out the nest the way they did or whatnot, and made her be independent. But still, as a parent and being in a two-parent home, we still have to have some form of balance. Nick or Hannah, neither Nick nor Hannah has any form of balance. Hannah is super independent because whatever went on in her parenting with the parents at home, she can't depend on them. Okay, there's a thing that she really just can't depend on them. And it's giving that by the brother having to be somewhere else too, because whatever they strict rules are, or whatever, however they run their home or whatever, stuff like that, it sounds like they don't all agree on that. And on the other hand, Nick's parents, the dad obviously doesn't. His dad gives me more of I go home and make the money while the wife take care of the home type situation and stuff. And so she does everything in the home. And that, like you said, Sean, coddled Nick a bit too much, that he's not independent enough to be outside of the home. Okay, sir, if you was going off to the NFL and you was going to do all these things, you was going to have to live outside the home. Now, eventually you could have put your mama in a home, but you was going to have to be gone. And you should have some survival skills to be able to live on your own. You gotta balance your kids out. You don't want to over coddle them, but you don't want to just put them out there where they don't feel no love or anything. You have to find your balance with your children. You have to give them some survival skills, the basic meals. Now, everybody don't know how to cook pasta. I'm not gonna sit here and hold him to that. Clearly, Ramses can't cook a pasta either, okay? And he said he can cook. I've been in kitchens. I'm an actual chef. There's a lot of things that I still don't know how to cook. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know how to cook everything. Now, Google has been my friend. Thank you all for putting y'all information on Google, okay? I will learn how to do some things. He need to Google a lot of stuff. Okay, Google the pasta. Google how long should I be boiling the water before the water is out the pot. All right, but at the same time, Hannah, why are you cooking in this pleather jacket, ma'am? It is hot. Get your ass up out this kitchen and stop trying to be a fashion model. Take that daggone jacket off and put some clothes on that you can cook in. Relax, okay? What the hell? But both of these people are just like their parents, and unfortunately, they're just not a match. Hannah needs a stronger presence, but that's not strong enough for her so she can still be the lead. She needs somebody that is just willing to let her be the lead, but also is a strong presence around. Nick needs somebody that is more motherly figured to be his woman. However, he, like y'all all said, he do need to grow up a little bit. He needs to handle some more business. Now, I know I had said what I said in the chat the other day at Kojo's thing. And the reason I don't feel like she's more mature financially or whatever she want to say, she's more independent. But mature, no. Ma'am, you're trying to push your bills over to this man. Meanwhile, telling him he need to get off his family paying with his parents. Child, if you try to get this man some bills to pay, just give him the bills to pay. Don't tell him to get off his parents' thing. If his parents want to keep paying the bills, let the parents keep paying the bills. That makes some sense to me. Shoot, I'm trying to get my daddy off of some of my plans now. Trying to reverse some of this now, please. I'm gonna start sounding like Hannah. I'm a little jealous. Like, put me on a plan. Okay, gladly leave him on the plan. If he's in this house now, if he's in the parents' house because he is saving money, because he has an actual goal in mind to buy him a house, possibly from his own real estate company. I don't know what he got going on. Then that's fine. I don't know, like us Black people have a problem with putting our kids out a bit early and not bringing them back in. And I'm glad that I'm raising a multicultural household, because in the other part of my family, and like I say, I got a lot of family like this, you can come live back in the house at any age, you know what I'm saying? But you just gonna have to live by their rules. So if you want to live by their rules, that's on you. The rules will push you out real quick now. They're gonna make you real independent.
Jay, can I touch on that? Because you actually touched on something I was about to say. I wonder, did Hannah, even though that house looked really nice, I wonder, did Hannah grow up in a more impoverished background? Because it's very typical of, I would say, Black people, and then people who grow up in a more impoverished background to push their kids out at 18 versus other families. You see them, they let their kids stay as long as they need to, pass them the family business, and then go on from there. It seems like she resents his quote unquote soft life that he had. And so I wonder if she has one of those strained relationships with money, because she seems the relationship she has with money seems to be kind of contentious, and there seems to be a lot of stress there. So I wonder if she resents Nick for that, because I too, as a whole attorney in my 30s, am on my mama's phone bill, and she ain't kicked me off. and I ain't getting off. So
Yeah,
she would be mad at me too.
I
am on the family plan until she say I gotta go.
Right. Shoot, don't argue with
you. Be mad at me too.
I don't know. Sometimes, I don't know what her full background is. Sometimes some parents come from money and they want to teach their kids a lesson, and this is the type of the way that they teach their kids a lesson. You learn financial literacy on your own. You gotta get out there. I'm gonna give you so much money and you manage it. I don't know what they did. We don't get enough of that background to really know about Hannah, but there's something there that does make her jealous of the way that Nick is being pampered and make her feel some type of way about it. But he is overly pampered. I do agree there. He is overly pampered because he has no sense of. You're 28, sir. I'm trying to figure out at what point did we move back in house, because we moved from upstairs to downstairs, and then we went for the training camps or whatever. So we probably spent a little time in training camp, but you have really no. I'm not seeing no survival skills unless you're playing it up for the camera or whatnot. He did tell us what a couple of things that he can cook, but I don't know. Nick is playing for the camera like he don't know these things, and he just didn't want to have that conversation with Hannah about finances. He could be a whole little halfway to a millionaire at this point, and he like, girl, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but it's all in the parenting styles. And so sometimes as parents, we do our children a disservice when we do too much or too little for them. So we got to find a way of balancing out our children to make sure that we give them a best chance of survival out there in the world. Okay. Hannah needed to be in for a little bit more love, because clearly the brother was ready to snitch on her and tell Nick good one. Okay. Because she's been running his life too. The brother is like, he about tired of it. He can't talk to his sister the way he want to talk to his sister. And she's just proud that he came out to her first. She don't even realize that she got such a hold on people. And yeah. Anywho. Any other thoughts on these two before I shift it to the main cover? Because I got to get up out of here. For real. And I don't want to cut them too short. All right, on to the main event, baby. On to the main event. Ding, ding, ding. Let's get ready to rumble. Okay, because, baby, everybody's favorite has been knocked down and knocked out. Thanks to Tyler taking away people's decision-making skills to make the proper decision for themselves. Like, sir. I don't even know where to start or how to start with this, but who wants to go into this tomfoolery of it all? Nobody want to tackle on Tyler?
Oh, I was gonna let whoever had open mic through, but okay. Tyler is diabolical. You sat there and shook that woman's father's hand and said that she was safe with you, knowing good and well what you had in your life. That is diabolical. You are looking in the face of another man, her dad, and saying she is safe with you. I am sorry. That is low. Yes, what he is saying to Ashley is low. Yes, it is very, very low. He is praying with her for their future children. Diabolical. I have not seen this level of tomfoolery in a long time. Now, we see people who, do trash things. We call out their behavior, but this goes really deep. Second of all, I don't know if he had a job when he was in the pods. I need them to do some background checks and make sure these people have a job. And apparently now we need to do credit checks. Apparently now we need to do that too. But
DNA checks too.
Well, run through, the Department of Children and Family Services for all of that. Because you pick up everything. So Tyler, while he was, at first everybody was fawning over Tyler. There was something under the surface that just wouldn't quit. And when he went and started doing interviews, I was like, some big is coming. And the tidal wave did hit. Sorry, no offense to anyone who just experienced Hurricane Milton. But definitely, he is praying, holding her hands and praying with her, praying for their family, not telling her he has a family, he has children already. And, it's a whole level of, I know they discussed this before. Because there is no way a woman in Ashley's position in front of the camera hearing this for the first time is that calm. There is no way. There is no way you are that calm when you realize when he was saying 7 children, you didn't realize he had a 3 head start. There is no, they had to have talked about this. And then she said, okay, camera's rolling. We got to say something because it's going to come out or my face going to look it. Now, if Ashley don't leave, I'm sorry. I cannot get and support her if she doesn't leave. She will, I will let her be with him and just chuck it off to she wants to play that game. But I'm hoping it's a no on the wedding day. I'm not sure, but I'm hoping it's a no. I would be devastated for her unless, if she love it, I gotta love it. But Tyler's level, I haven't seen in a long time. Now, when people say that the dating pool is unclean and they say all kinds of stuff is in the dating pool, I didn't know they meant an actual turd like Tyler. I'm sorry. I'm done.
Yeah, I don't have anything to say. I am extremely disappointed in him. I mean, Ashley is such a beautiful woman with such a big heart. She was willing. She was like, she's like, I want to get my family's approval. I want you to be my father, but I'm gonna move forward no matter what. She was 10 toes down for this guy, and for him to spring it on her like this, and then it's just disgusting. My heart hurts for those kids that he is denying them on TV, referring to them as sperm donor children. I hope he apologizes to those kids and tells them, daddy was very selfish and very flawed, and I got away with myself. And I hope he apologizes because all the videos that have surfaced on social media with him playing with those kids and doing things, and they clearly see him as their father, however, non-traditional method that, they started their family. Those kids are the spitting image of him, especially his son. So I'm just so sad and disheartened by the way, he went through this whole thing. He should have definitely been upfront in the pods and not try to scrub his social media and erase that part of his life away. And it's to me, it's how you start. So if you started this way, ain't no good gonna come to you. So I really hope he gets himself together. I hope he gets himself together, gets some serious help. And it's sad to see how he is treated, not just the mother of his children, but just seems like this is a pattern with him with how he deals with women in general. So he needs to get help.
Yeah, I mean, only thing I can really add is that, I mean, there was just another video that just popped up today that the child's mother posted where he was there 2023. So, going into 2023, the most recent, like right before filming. So, like Sean said, like these words that he's putting out is powerful. And only thing I can really think of is I hope the whole thing at the end of the day, when everything comes out, I really hope that Ashley doesn't go the pick me route because everyone's feeling bad for her. But if you see a man that, deny his own kids and you decide to move forward with him, nothing good is going to come to you either. So, I mean, I really, 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 really pray that Ashley didn't let her hurt blind her and that she walked away from this man, because his ability to not only lie he admitted on the most recent interview that he did not mention those kids on the application, that he did not mention those kids in all of his interviews. And then he went through the pods and didn't mention the kids. And he didn't mention those kids even while they were talking. He even admitted on the interview to what El Cid was saying. He didn't admit it until he finally felt like it was time, because time was never going to be good. And then it must have been really bad. Then they had to get back on camera and talk about it. So I'm sure the really bad response probably happened off camera, and then they had to bring it back to the camera. Same thing with the Tim and Alex situation. Stuff is happening off camera that they have to reproduce on the camera. Sorry, the background was loud. But if she goes the pick me route with a man that denied his kids, I mean, she's gonna get what she's gonna get after that. And then, there's really nothing that I can say. Because I mean, it's not just the kids, it's not just the baby moms. He had this kid on a fiance that has admitted that, who now is in DC working as an anchor. So a very beautiful, intelligent, successful woman who he had a baby on, who is the son. And then he went on to have twins. And then since then, multiple women have come out that he's using women, not paying women. He seems like he's Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. It seems like something's really wrong with him. So shame on Netflix for putting him on this show. That's all I can really say. That's all I really can say.
Ooh. Well, I'm glad I kept my pause with Ashley, because he was crying up and down the TV screen a little bit too much for me for a lot of times, okay? And I was surprised C-Way didn't go that route with it, because, y'all, she don't like a crier now, okay? But I'm sorry, he's not a Dusty. He is just deadbeat. He's just disgusting, okay? I do not appreciate a man that denies or hides his children. I don't appreciate a woman who denies or hides their children, okay? You made those babies, you be proud of the baby. Everybody don't get that gift. Everybody don't get that gift. So if you got the gift to be able to do that, you better be proud of that. If you were a donor to somebody's situation, that should not be a hard thing to have a conversation about. So that lets me know that you were never a donor. You denied that off the applications and all of that stuff like that. I should be able to come into this thing. I can deny it off the applications, because if I'm literally a donor, I can deny it off the applications. But it's going to be a conversation that I'm going to have with somebody that, hey, I might have a child out there because I gave my eggs away. Or I might have a child, if I'm a man, I might have a child out there because I had this sperm donor out there sometime or whatever and stuff like that at some point in my life. Or I actually got with this family who wanted to have some children and I had helped them out. Because that's like, to me, that would be a proud thing to do. I helped somebody have children. That's not something I would deny. Then I'm trying to start a whole family and to breadcrumb the warnings. Don't breadcrumb warnings when there's a whole cliff on the other side of me. Just tell me there's a whole cliff on the other side of me. Don't watch me keep walking to the cliff and be like, I just probably wouldn't go that way. Oh, it might be, the road might be a little strange that way if you go that way. Don't just tell me it's a damn cliff over there. Because at this point, you just pushed her off the cliff by sitting here denying her freedom of choice. You took away her God-given right. You didn't even give her a chance to actually learn you, like you, the man, actually. You denied her all of that. This lady has to sit here and look at every conversation. And I would tell her, don't even waste her time to look at every conversation. But you have to look at every conversation to figure out which is the truth and which is a lie out of it. If you want to continue down the road with them. But he didn't give you one denial. He gave you 3. You denied 3 children. I could see you possibly denying 1 or maybe the twins or something like that because they a group package or whatever. It's like, I'm not really sure about them. I know I got 1 out there, but I'm not really sure about the other 2 because whatever the case may be. But you denied all 3. On top of it, you want to tell us, oh, whatever these people are going to say, so you knew this was going to be an issue. You knew this was going to be an issue. Ashley, sweetie, I hope and pray that you don't waste your time with this man any further than this, because he wasted enough of your time already. Don't let him drag you through the mud of anything else to this. If production is trying to make you go all the way to decision day, get up, do what you got to do, get your paycheck, get up there and tell that man, no, I respectfully decline. Get your paycheck or whatever and stuff like that. I know we're going to all scream at the TV if you have to continue on with this man. I understand. I know production wanted some people at the altar, so it is what it is. They might hold you to it. But get up there and tell that man no. Just like he told all three of them kids, no, he ain't their daddy. You go ahead and tell him, no, you ain't his wife and you're not about to take care of his responsibilities that he clearly don't want to take care of. And he got the nerves to be talking about 7 kids. Eavesdropping all these kid conversations. And it's just like all the time you could tell her or whatever. But sir, you should have told her in the pause. If this was a really nothing, and I don't hate to say somebody's kids is nothing like that. Really forgive me as I say it like that. But if this was just a donor situation, seriously, if this was just a donor situation, you could have easily had that conversation. Hey, and it don't have to be on camera. It could be off camera or whatever and stuff like that. When y'all first got together, hey, before you decide to enter that lady's pants or whatever you did, hey, before you went Camelback riding, hey, don't wait till we get all the way home 13 days before it and be like, oh, by the way, I got 3 on and some bills. But you want to sit here and play a mother. And then you're going to have the nerve to agree to 2. What you agree to 2? You already passed the 2. You already passed that limit. You should have said, we're going to have to do it 5 because I give you 2. I already got 3. What did you mean to? Sir, he done pissed me all the way off. I do not like this man. I really don't say I don't like a lot of people on these shows because I don't know these people. But I do not like a man that denies knowing his children. Or deny his children in any form or fashion like this. This is really disgusting of this man to get up on this TV screen and really do this and really have the nerves to sit on these interviews and tell y'all that he didn't put his children on these process and all this stuff intentionally. That is crazy to me. You intentionally took somebody else's space that could have been up there and really out here looking for love and really found them a wife out of Ashley. But don't worry, baby. You did her a favor. We all see her now and let her inbox flow. I'll pray that her inbox flow with God-given men that is really, really into God and don't deny their children, okay? Imagine if God denied Jesus. Ain't this some tomfoolery, right? God did. Oh, Jesus, this man.
Imagine if she said yes, even with the children. She doesn't know all the other paperwork behind him. I mean, would she just go and get an annulment? I mean, at this point, he married you under false pretenses.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would sue Netflix. As Seaway said, I would definitely sue Netflix for this foolishness.
Yeah, they probably do. They probably got hella waivers for that, but she definitely can get out of it, just like with Love Is Blind with that guy. The one that did get out of it in DC. It was DC then too. See? It was DC there. And for Married at First Sight, the fraud and Married at First Sight, it was DC. And
Michael.
Yep. Because he was a liar. So this would be kind of a black and white case for that, to be honest. I think she would easily get out of it for fraud. Because because sperm babies, honestly, she looks like a smart girl. I just don't believe that she believed that. But the problem with that system is the way they have you so isolated. Sometimes it's hard to. I'm sure it was harder for her to, use all her resources to figure everything out. So I don't know.
Not the surprise. If a man says surprise. Okay. Surprised she didn't punch the heck out of you. And I don't condone violence, but you know what? She should have. She should have. Okay, right in the neck, right there. Stop talking to her right now. Don't say another word, sir, because you. Oh, I. The dating world. Okay, the dating world, child. I don't know. I'm gonna say it again, like I said in the beginning. You did yourself a disservice. You didn't waste her time. She gonna be fine. You wasted your own time, Tyler. You didn't give a person a chance to even get to know you and try to love you for you all your flaws and all. You know what I'm saying? There might be a lady out there desperate enough to take you, but you wasted your own time. You didn't waste Ashley's time. So I'm not even about to put her out like that. She gonna be fine. We see her. She gonna find her a good man. I'm gonna pray that into her life. But you, sir, you got nice karma coming to you. Good luck with that.
Her daddy said he in the back seat, so you know.
But you know the problem is that honestly, it's not going to stop with him, because having a nice looking man that can even portray himself as somebody successful, he's always going to find either a woman who doesn't watch this show and so she's unaware, or a woman that's going to believe stuff. I mean, he just will. That's the crazy part. I mean, look at the type of women he's already pulled. You got a person who's an anchor that you played over, and then Ashley's a beautiful woman. I mean, he's used and accustomed to getting beautiful, nice looking women. And unfortunately, there's more where that came from. And so men like him never get their karma. So that's the reason why they keep doing what they're doing. He ain't seen karma yet.
He might decide, because you decide that you want to come up on here and you got all this back child support. They can't get you one way or the other. So he can actually start doing time because of it. Like, so you're gonna either pay up all that money that you owe plus more, or you're gonna have some type of karma that is gonna get you. It'll get you. It just don't get us. It don't come at the speed we want it to sometimes, but it comes.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it'll come. Them kids gonna get grown. You may wait till they get grown. But it's pretty amazing asking Seaway, do you have to have a reason to file an annulment if you know the answer, Seaway?
Oh yeah, you do. So for an annulment, there's very few things that you can get an annulment for. Most of the time, it has to either be something that will void the marriage altogether. So to make the whole marriage voidable. So like, let's say the person was already married or something like that, or some type of fraud or incapacity. So maybe you got married drunk, or got married while you were having a mental health crisis, or some type of something where you weren't able to agree. It has to be things like that. Very few states, and if there even is many, maybe one or two, lets you just get annulled just because it's been a short time period. I think that's a common misconception. There's usually, I shouldn't say always because I haven't checked every state, but most states there has to be an actual reason like the one I stated. And I know DC, it has to be like incapacity, fraud, something like that.
Well, she found out before the marriage, so if she's crazy enough to marry him, she's gonna have to get divorced. So hopefully,
Did you find out about the debts, Sean, before the marriage?
Probably not. He's probably still denying that.
well, if them 3 kids wasn't enough of a red flag for her, God bless her. My heart goes out to her.
Now my heart won't go out if those 3 aren't enough and she say yes on wedding day. My heart don't go out to her. It'll be hardened to her. It'll be like, go with God. Have a nice life.
Even the way she was able to repeat sperm babies actually didn't sit right with me, because I'm just like, you just call these people sperm babies? I'm like, as women, we gotta be yeah. Also high vibe, maybe we should just give her a little grace. She was in a state of shock. I don't know. I've been really trying to give her grace because I think she was in a state of shock. Not just about the fact that he has kids, but his ability to basically be lying and playing in her face for this long. I'm sure that was an outer body experience. And so, yeah. However, though, if she continues this after sitting on it for about a week or so, and she walked down the aisle and married that man, like Elsie said, I'm not really gonna have too much for her.
I'm not gonna fault her too bad, because if you are in shock, you might be just repeating a lot of stuff the person that told you. He told her the sperm thing or whatever and stuff like that. That's the way he related to her. She might just be in shock not to be able to compute the other words or appropriate words. So I'm not gonna fault her on that part. But when the shock wears off, ma'am, play his ass all the way down to that damn aisle if you want to, and then tell him a no, a no. Now, I would tell you not to waste your time and invite all your people and all this stuff down there for the no. But if you need your grand exit, do you, boo? Look cute on that day and tell him a no. You better not tell him anything else. I'm going to be rooting for you to say no. Okay, I'm gonna go get my Tyra Banks. I'm gonna go get my Tyra Banks clip in case you don't, so I can scream. We were all rooting for you when you make this mistake, but ma'am, please don't. Please don't come on this screen telling us that you got married to this man and you willing to take on his things because you're a ride or die like your daddy keep trying to claim you to be. Please die. Just die right here. Die before you take off. And guess what? You could be a phoenix. You could rebirth yourself somewhere else in the new pastures. Okay, die. Let this die. Let this thing, whatever y'all two had right here for the second. It was a fun ride. We rode the wave. The wave has now crashed. Let me get off of this board. I am no longer a surfer. Ma'am, take yourself on. Okay, please go on somewhere else. Go on and do some other things. All right. I bet she better not too. She better not. That's what I bet. I don't know if she will, but she better not.
Well, I have faith in her because she did ask him for paperwork. So, and we know he won't be able to produce that because the paperwork shows just the contrary. So, if he produces paperwork, it's going to make it worse. So, hopefully, the lack of paperwork will help her realize these are his legitimate children, you know?
Right.
Because she was smart enough to say, I need to see the paperwork that shows you have no liability for these children. So, let's see what he's able to scrap together. Maybe he he started writing some things down on a scratch
Lord
pad.
Jesus, he probably
It's
got
gonna
a
be
whole folder.
gonna be printed on that
He's
drywall.
writing on a legal pad. I am not the daddy.
Right, he's trying to get a letterhead.
These are not my babies. Notarized.
Right,
He get
notarized
letterhead. He gonna
no,
still want to. He gonna still want the next letterheads for the damn property management.
From Tyler Incorporated LLC. It's gonna be on the letterhead. Because
don't
he's
saying
just as
so.
dumb as a box of rocks. Because
Don't saying so. He got them letters from child support services. He may just block out the letter and put something
Right,
else on it.
put something else on it.
I'm serious. He is, if he's willing to lie to production, scrub his Instagram, change up his entire life online for this whole show. Yeah, there ain't nothing he won't falsify. I'm sorry. I wouldn't believe him. I'd have to go down to the courthouse and get it directly from the clerk.
Yeah, she needs to go and do her own getting of the papers, because he is not to be trusted at this point. He's not to be trusted to produce anything but some kids. Okay, child.
Well, he fertile. I mean, hey, there's that.
Like I said, he ain't trusted with nothing but producing kids. That's all we can trust him with. Okay, producing some kids and possibly some bills. All right. Don't waste no more of your time. Ashley, you're a beautiful lady. Don't waste no more of your time. Don't do it. Don't let this man age you. All right. You 30, you fine. You'll be all right. Listen, close this door so your blessings can come. Close this door so your blessing can come. Okay. Do not hold on to this. He is holding you back from your king. You know what I'm saying? Leave all the rest of these kings off of this show alone, but because clearly you might need a move, because DC might not be it. You know what? I know some available candidates. We might have to Phil. Where Phil at? No. Can we? Phil gonna cuss me out. Let me leave.
We do not need a Love is Blind, Ready to Love crossover, okay?
Phil gonna be like, you trying to fire me off my name?
I heard you try to sell me on the internet.
Fernando? I don't know. Fernando might be still out here in these streets. I don't know. But there's some more people out there. Please take your time, man. Let this man go. Just let him go. Any other thoughts before we get up out of here? Because we done spent 3 hours here talking about all 3 episodes. I appreciate y'all all for being with me. Y'all get any last thoughts? No. All right, Elsie, close us out so we can get up out of here and tell the people where they can find you, because we'll be back on your channel, ASAP Rocky.
Okay, I am Elsid932 on YouTube, and if you like Love is Blind, I am also doing Love is Blind Habibi, which is giving all it needs to give from the United Arab Emirates. I'm telling you, it is all that you think and more. It is a wonderful, they dropped the whole season, so if you just want to binge watch, it's right there. And I do the recaps and review for it. I'm up to episode 7, so I have 2 more to do a recap, but for Love is Blind DC season 7, trust but verify. I mean, we don't like Reagan for many things, but those are 3 words he said that I love. Trust but verify. If you are seeing someone, or even if it's your family member, there's a free way. Learn how to look stuff up so you're not caught in a bind and tied up financially with someone and you just didn't know. Please trust but verify. Get the paperwork yourself so they can't doctor anything up. So just look stuff up and protect yourself. That's about it.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for being with us for the last 3 hours. We appreciate everybody that's been here, commenting in the chat. Thank you for the conversation. Thank you, Kojo, Seaway, and Sean for joining us this week. We'll hope to have you all back with us. You know,
hey, you let me tell where they can find me.
Oh, my bad, baby girl. Go ahead. Tell them where they can find you.
You can you put the header?
Yeah, I'm gonna put this down. Go ahead. Let me take this banner down.
My little there you go. You can find me on TikTok if you guys are on TikTok. My non-sports TikTok is As Told by Seaway. As Told by Seaway. And if you're into sports, it's Seaway's World Esquire. And I've had some couple of people from over here from another round from Little Black Book over there with me, and they have been enjoying. So if you're interested in that, definitely come on over. It's fun on TikTok. So that's where you can find me.
If y'all ever craving y'all little Seaway urge, I know y'all be yelling at her. Where's Seaway? Where's Seaway? Okay, y'all know where to find her. Okay,
where I'm at. You will not have to miss me if you come over there.
You still being Seaway on the Tiki Taki, but just with sports. Okay, letting them have it. And y'all know, Sean, I'll let you go ahead and tell them where they can find you.
Oop. Oh, sorry. IG, and that's sparse these days too. So you can find me
you can find him at
here,
home,
there, and everywhere.
Find them out in these YouTube streets over here on my channel or Kojo channel, child.
That's it. And hey, I pop into El Sid's too.
Mm-hmm.
I made a guest appearance on there last week, and we had a good old time.
Amen, brother. Amen. And thank you all for being with us today. Thank yourselves. Send love to yourselves, please. And if you're watching this on a replay, please leave us a comment down below so we can engage with you as well. Sorry that you missed the live, but we'll be back again next Friday. I don't know how I guess the next 3 episodes will come out next Friday, but we'll be back next Friday. We'll be here on Monday. Oh, no, I'm going to have to change it Monday because I just picked up a job, so I won't be able to do Monday either, LC. I'm going to have to figure this one out. I'm going to have to play it by ear. It might have to be Tuesday with Love and Marriage Detroit. Might have to be Tuesday. I'll let
Same
you
for
know.
me, because El Cid done got me a survey. I got booked for a survey, El Cid, on Monday. I
Yeah, I
can't
got a
wait to tell
job.
you about that backstage.
I got a job, and I would do it on my ride home, but I don't know exactly what time I'm gonna be driving back. So I have to figure that one out. How it might be too late for you too. I'll talk to you. We'll talk about it or whatnot. So we'll be back here, and then of course we'll be back next week with Housewives as well too, because the new season is starting, and so we're back with those. So just hit the notification bell so you'll be up to the knowing when we're gonna be back live. But again, we'll be back Friday for sure. We're just gonna figure out the other stuff during the week. All right. Love y'all and leave y'all. Y'all have a good night. Let me see, because we're just gonna leave.
Where your sorry husband at?